go live and we will capture the audio. um yeah. All right, let's see here. I've got you added on. I'm just gonna go ahead and add your audio here. But what's going on, everyone? Good to see you guys. Just gonna add Corrupt's audio here, and then we can kind of get started. Got a lot to talk about today. I'm just gonna check something real quick. There we go. Yeah, what's going on? Just give me one second here. What's up? Vid capture. Do you know how to Yeah, I just want to like get your audio on. That's really all there is. I think you could just display cap it. But we should be able to add the audio. Oh, there we go. Let's try this. Why don't you go ahead and try talking now, Corrupt?
Hello.
Nice. We got you. Yeah.
It's me. All right.
Awesome. What's going on, everyone? Yo, bro, Sigma said big collab. Who's the other dude? Dog, don't even be disrespectful like that, bro. Will the boys be brutally honest? Of course we will. Yo, Seth, what's going on? Thank you for stopping by.
Yeah.
How's everybody doing today? Hyper Gaming, what's going on? Looking cute. Hey, Crimson, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Let's go over here as well.
Yeah, I should be fine.
All right, sorry. Let's see. That should be pretty good now.
Yeah, that should be enough.
Yeah. Yeah, no, sorry.
Oh, they can't hear you now.
I know. I just fixed it right now. It's on delay, but it's fixed now. It should be good.
Okay.
But yeah, cool. How are you guys doing today? Well, like I was saying kind of just a second ago, if you guys notice any issues or anything like this, I haven't really run a stream like this before, so there's bound to be issues and things like that. But we're here with Corrupt today. You guys obviously know who Corrupt is. Over 100,000 subs. He got to it before I did. Consistent creator, one of the most consistent creators that I know. So Corrupt, it's an honor being here with you today. And welcome to the stream, man.
Yeah, thank you.
We've got a lot to talk about today, and obviously you guys are in the chat as well. I've got the game pulled up so that we can reference things and look at it in the game as well. But the goal today is to just talk a lot about some of the recent updates that we've got, and kind of how what we think about the game, right? And what we think about what's been going on. I know there's been a lot going on in regards to like bugs, in regards to the brand new ranked leagues and people's opinions of them. So we're gonna be breaking all of that down, and getting into it slowly. But anything you want to start with, Corrupt?
Mm, I guess, are we looking at this from like updates this year?
Kind of like the most recent updates, yeah.
Okay, so I guess kind of like the state of the game.
State of the game, yeah.
Okay, well, uh, I mean, I think we should start where it all started, Town Hall 17,
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with
because
you.
that was
Let's.
released. Yeah, that was released back in November, and I remember a lot of people were saying that, oh, Town Hall 17 is like the weakest town hall, but you fast forward to now and it's in a pretty good spot, uh, like balance wise.
No, I
So,
I agree with you. I think Tunnel 17 right now is just it's in such a good spot. Like it actually feels it doesn't feel easy. Like it doesn't feel like I'm walking to 3 stars, but at the same time, it's not so hard where like I'm never getting them, and as a player who's almost at that max level, it just it really, it feels very nice to be able to play. It feels rewarding. And it doesn't seem too punishing to me.
no, I think Town Hall 17, it kind of did away with having to worry about the Giga Bomb in the town hall, so
Mm-hmm.
like it wasn't that big of an issue. The new content that was added was definitely very nice. I mean, the Minion Prince still is technically a very good hero, which I mean it is.
Yeah.
The thrower's very underrated. I think it's flown under the radar because it's been fairly consistent even in like modifiers or esport mode. It's a
Mm-hmm.
very consistent troop.
Yeah.
But the revive has a lot to be desired, but it's probably the spell that I haven't seen at all,
Yeah.
or not nearly as much outside of the Super Yeti or the Meteor Golem, I guess now, but
Mm-hmm.
still.
Yeah. No,
But yeah, I
I
mean, I think, or sorry,
go ahead, go ahead. No worries.
I just think overall, Town Hall 17 has been very, very good, and definitely, it's definitely became better over time.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I remember when the thrower first came out, I thought, this thing is gonna be like broken, right? This thing is gonna be crazy good, right? And then we didn't see it as much, right? Root riders, of course, are just, heavily prevalent in the meta right now. Dragons are so strong. But like by the end of it, it just feels good. I don't know. Maybe this is just like a bit of recency bias because I've been playing so much, right? Because of ranked leagues and stuff. But overall, it just feels good to play right now. I think it's in a decent spot. And you look at these hit rates across even the ranked leagues. People are hitting like they're doing really well, but it's not all 3 stars and it's not all 2 stars. It's like a good mix, and I think that's
Yeah.
a great spot to be.
hmm Um, and then we had an update probably like, well, we had two updates very close together, which I was a little surprised with at the time. One in February and one in March.
Mm-hmm.
Um, where we had the multi-gear cannon. I thought that or the I guess the multi-gear tower
Yeah.
and the troop launcher.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean the multi-gear cannon was probably like the just it was mind-blowing in terms of its DPS.
Right.
And it still is a big threat, especially in modifier modes, but
Mm-hmm.
like it was a good use of being able to take some of the merge defenses and just combine them.
Right.
There wasn't really going to be a way to use those anyways, so it was a nice way to, and both modes are very strong.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I've had a base that had the long range mode, and it still does a lot of damage. It's just more front loaded.
Yeah. I think
So
I think you're right. Like what I really liked about it is that at Town Hall 16, like the Ricochet Cannon and the Multi Archer Tower, they weren't easy defenses by any means. I think they were pretty good, all things considered. However, at Town Hall 17, like these defenses that we have at 17, they were genuinely scary. I remember, so, and also others know that a few weeks ago, like I was playing in the Clash Combo tournament, right, with a few pro players, and I remember I was planning my attack. Like, think about this: like we're in war, you know what I mean? We have like 3 4 minutes, right? And we're planning the attack, and Rico tells me he's like, "Yo, just plan around the fire spitter. Like, just don't go at the fire spitter. Whatever you do, like just don't do that, right?" And that just kind of spoke to me as like, okay, so like this thing is a problem, you know what I mean? Like, and especially with the way
Yeah.
that some attacks are, like root riders, right? Um, the fact that like root riders just get completely shredded because the healers get hit in the back, right? Like, so everything kind of gets hit, even if the root riders are what's targeted. So it's a problem, and I think yeah, but like you're saying, like I think that's a good thing for the game, especially because they took the eagle away, right? Like them taking the eagle away was like painful, right? It's one of those things that people
Yep.
are still talking about, right? But they added a few defenses. I think they did their job.
Yeah. And don't worry, we'll talk about recent and relevant stuff soon. I see the comment. We will talk about it. Um, but yeah, I mean, we're looking at this in a review,
Right.
we're almost at the end of 2025, so we might as well, wrap up and see what's, going into Town Hall 18 and for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I mean, like with those defenses, yeah, like the fire spitters definitely, I think, made up for it. It just didn't
Hmm.
seem like it at the time. But
No.
the fire spitters, even though they're directional, they have such a wide area. So,
Yeah. I.
and then the other thing that was added was the troop launcher. I said it was good. Everyone else at the time said it was gonna be horrible. And lo and behold, I was correct
Yeah.
because it became pretty much meta in Smash. It's very good at specifically targeting your troops and getting in
Hmm.
and just protect. Well, there was no way to protect your healers that deep into the base until this came out.
Yeah.
So
No,
yeah.
I was laughing
Um,
because you're right. You're 100% right. I was one of those people. I was like, dog, this troop launcher thing. I was like, no, this is
no one's
not
gonna use a
it.
troop launcher,
I like
and then
this,
you see
right? What?
pros using it. Whoa!
Uh, I started using it too. I use it now on all my attacks, and like you said, the healers, the tanking that you get for the healers against the black bombs is so useful. So 100%.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
And then when we moved to March, we had Sneezy, which I think was a very good pet.
Mhm.
And we also had the Furnace, Shock's favorite troop. We all know
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Technically is mine too, because I think the Furnace is definitely one of the better additions recently. I just know that a lot of people called it mid earlier.
yeah.
Um, and then the Noble Iron, which is fine. I
Hmm.
Tom Nub, I think we all agree it's kind of a budget spear if
Yeah,
it started once you placed your hero in. So I think we can all agree that it's not the best one, but it's not like completely useless,
yeah,
which is nice because the Minion Prince doesn't really have any F tier useless equipment. It's just some that don't really do nearly as much or have much synergy.
yeah. No, I hear you. I
Oh,
mean, yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
we can't forget about the other major part of this update, which I think is fairly relevant. Clash Anytime.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I think personally, I was gonna it's funny you talk about Tom Nub. He's in the chat right now. We see you, bro. But I was gonna actually I think Clash Anytime. I was gonna rank updates, like just all updates. I think Clash Anytime is the greatest update of all time. I think practically, like it
Yeah.
just it just did so much for the everyday player. Like it's unbelievable like what we can actually do now. And now I think about it, I'm like, bro, I can't believe we had to wait for troops. Like it just blows my mind. Like this was
Yeah,
a thing that we did. Like
because
we
I
just man.
yeah, because I when I started playing, I I had to wait for troops. I started back in late 2015 into 2016, so
Hmm.
that was really a time where you had like the four barracks and stuff like that, and it's a lot of time.
Yeah.
So it's just so nice when well back then they did revamp the UI and all of that stuff, but then over time they made it a lot easier and kind of to now have the game where you can play anytime you want. This was something that was kind of needed
Hmm.
like for so long because waiting for troops is fine, but it just kind of desensitized a lot of like it just wasn't modern. Where
Yeah.
like a game like Clash Royale, you could just get in.
Yep.
Brawl Stars, you could just get in. You know, so it's that kind of stuff.
Yep. Bro, and remember how you used to forget waiting for troops. If you were upgrading a barracks, it took longer. It was unbelievable. Like you would be upgrading a barracks or something, and it would take you like 30% longer to train the same troops. It was just it's a crazy time, man. But I think like I was saying, I think one of the best updates of all time. Like it's just done so much for the everyday player. And like even to this day, like now you can just get on, get loot. You know what I mean? I see posts now on Reddit of like I saw one today of like people being like, "Oh man, I can't believe I got to farm XYZ resources for this building." Everybody's just shredding them in the comments. Like, dude, like it's never been this easy. Like it's so easy now, and I think
Yeah,
that's good.
it's so easy. um, let's see, and then June was the next major update where not too much was added other than the crafted defenses, which are a bit controversial. We'll talk
Hmm.
about that.
Yeah.
And then obviously the ice block spell. I get teased a lot for putting the ice block into everything, but I'm like, the ice block is pretty useful. Even
Yeah.
just one. I'm just like, if Invis Tower, ice block. Town Hall Poison, ice
Ice
block.
block.
You use Lava Hound, ice block. It's just a very useful spell. It's just you might not see it in super competitive areas where you kind of have to be super technical, so you don't have that space to put that spell in.
Yeah.
But
No, I
um
go ahead.
and then the crafted defenses where I think crafted defenses I think were it was tough because I wanted to see like a prototype defense in Clash of Clans.
Hmm.
So just like how I wanted to see like multiple different abilities like in Brawl Stars like with their star powers.
Yeah.
We got that with hero equipment. And
Yeah.
then like prototype defenses like Boom Beach I was like okay. And I understand 30 levels was a lot. And I think for the most part, you'd only be able to enjoy them max for like a month and a half or something.
Hmm.
Because it took like 50 days.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it was definitely less than that. So it was like, it was kind of learned from that. And they did extend it pretty much for the entire year.
Yeah.
So they weren't really as temporary, but I do think that more than likely future temporary defenses like this will have less levels, more
Hmm.
than likely, and probably won't take as long. So their temporary nature won't feel like such a bad thing to waste your ores on or resources on, especially with how easy it is now.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. And I think the issue with these temporary defenses was the fact that like because they were small upgrades, they were easy to do or to fit in. But if you think about it, like okay, so let's say like Supercell releases a brand new defense tomorrow, right? And it's awesome, it's great, it's at whatever Town Hall 18, whatever, right? Two magic items and it's maxed. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to really like sit here and like kind of do that upgrade. But with this, you had to sit there and do the upgrade. Like there was no other way to do it. And people can see on screen right now, my one isn't touched because I told all my subs, I told all my viewers, like unless you're maxed, like actually in the game, you should not touch these. And that was another thing too. Is just like because of its temporary nature, how much are you going to sideline the core gameplay, right, to actually do the temporary upgrades? So I think just mechanic wise, it just made a little bit of a difference in that regard. I
Yeah.
I think like they ended up like the Crusher mortar is actually kind of dangerous, bro. Like that thing is actually kind of deadly against ground attacks. But it was just kind of a thing. I feel like it was just kind of thrown out there. I think it's a good concept. I think it'll improve, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it'll do that. Um, but it didn't make as many like waves as I want like new defenses to when they come out.
Yeah. Um, I think on top of that, like, well, for me, I maxed them out. I don't have every defense maxed out. I think I have like a few lesser ones, and I'm working on my spring traps. But I maxed out my all three of them. I maxed out all three, so I was like, I just kept them upgrading because like they weren't really that expensive. I mostly focused on the one that took 2 days to finish, and I once I finished that one, then the other ones went kind of smoothly.
Right.
So, but I mean, I think I agree. I think that they were. I think for what it's worth, I think it was too many levels immediately, and for only 3 months at the time, that was not really like a great push.
Yeah.
And obviously, I do not think that they're going to give free levels for I'm sure it'll be something like a cosmetic because I
Hmm.
think with that allows them to keep the game not pay to win.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
getting free levels for maxing out would honestly be pretty much that would separate the players who did max it versus the ones who did. So if you just
Hmm.
give a cosmetic, everyone's at the same playing field.
Yeah.
That's just how I see it, though.
Yeah. I think I mean I wouldn't necessarily call it pay to win because like free to play players can easily do it too. And I think honestly if you're a spender, I don't really know how spending speeds up this process because those upgrades are so small and there's so many of them. But I think they'll do like some type of cosmetic or something too. But the issue is like, I love personally, I love cosmetics as decorations. Like I love being able to go to somebody's base on a base review and be like, hey, I can tell that you did, XYZ grind. Like I've been doing a lot of base reviews recently, and I love going on what do you call? I love going on people's bases and see like how they did before the migration to ranked leagues. Because I can see like I saw like a Town Hall 11 in Legends League. I saw like a 12 in Legends League, like a 13. I'm like, man, this is really impressive. The issue is like there's so many decorations in the game now. It's just like there's no like showcase,
Yeah.
there's no like space for you to actually show off something unless you like really look for it, right? But I think it'll be like probably a cosmetic too.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that's a bad thing. It's just trying to make sure that it's not pay to win.
Yeah,
So, because a lot of people, especially at the time, were calling them pay to win, even though you could still deal with them as a free to play. So inherently, the game isn't really like it's not like Clash Royale where that game, yeah,
dude.
you can pay to have an advantage.
Yeah,
Here it's like you could pay to progress faster and then I guess have an advantage, but that is if you have the skill.
yeah.
So, because I think I've seen someone who failed to hit a rushed base. They
Hmm.
think they 99% two-starred. So it doesn't mean you're gonna three-star automatically. So
Yeah. Yeah, what's wrong with the rushed
um
base, bro? What are you trying to take shots at the rushed bases? What do we
no,
do to
no,
you?
I just no, I saw it on Reddit. I saw it on Reddit.
Oh my
Like
god.
someone defended with a rushed base.
Pro-
So,
yeah. No,
and I mean, I guess this leads us into the ranked mode.
so.
Um I think 3 months was a little too long without an update.
Hmm.
If I have to be real, because
Yeah.
my channel was struggling in September. Um, but I think outside of the bugs, which
Hmm.
yes, bugs bad, I think the update has been, I think, pretty good. I don't think it's to the same level of Clash Anytime,
Yeah.
but I think this makes like it just makes leagues a little bit more competitive and it feels like it's a bit more important.
Hmm.
Because I think before it was just part of the regular farming system. There wasn't really any competition
Yeah.
until you reached Legends League.
Yep.
But even then, Legends wasn't really that difficult. And I think that how they did it was, I think, a little bit better. Like, I do like how they have modifiers going into Legends.
Yep.
So that kind of progressively makes it a little bit harder, but at least you're aware of the challenge.
Hmm.
And then for those below that, you don't have to worry about it. You just have to worry that you're not able to next. So a lot of those attacks are really going to matter. And but
Yep.
also defense also matters. So um I guess if I were to say, I think a lot of people, like, from what I can tell, and I think Tom Nubb could agree since I saw a short of his, I understand that getting up in leagues is really tough. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but it's supposed to be like a mini Legends League that
Hmm.
for that week.
Yep.
So you kind of, it's not, you don't have to like treat it like, you don't have to like go super hard at it. I was able to maintain my league and I didn't even use all my attacks.
Hmm.
Most of my attacks were 3 stars, but like defense really matters. So if your base isn't set up to defend that well,
Yeah.
oh well. Because I mean, I have a Town Hall 11 that's down in Archer, and I was able to stay at number one, and I think also at lower leagues you have a little bit more promotions. It's not until you get closer to Electra where it becomes a lot smaller.
Hmm. I have I I have a lot to say. I have a lot to say about this update, dude. Like, so I but in I will start with this. Like, the majority of my thoughts is that it's a positive update. I haven't played this much Clash of Clans in a while. I've been playing every day now. I've been playing on alt accounts. I want to now have multiple accounts at multiple town hall levels where I'm actually like getting to the top of the game at like multiple levels so that I can give better advice to people. So I've never been like this motivated to play. So I can't say this is a bad update at all. Like, I think it's really good and I love the way they did ranked leagues. I think it's super competitive and the objective was met. It's competitive at like all levels, right? Which is what we want. And then on top of that, I think the rewards are, well, we'll talk about rewards, but I think in that regard it's really good, right? I also
Yeah.
like how, everybody's involved. Like, it actually feels like everybody cares. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you know what I mean, but like, sometimes before when you used to just attack bases, you just like come across players and are like, bro, this dude doesn't care that I attacked him. Like, this dude doesn't care if I tripled him or not. Like, because it really didn't make a difference, like, realistically. But now it's a big deal, like, every time, right? Like, the margins are so small, and I love it. I think it's great for a competitive mode. The issue that I have with this, I also love the My Town Hall feature. I think that's just such an underrated thing. Okay. Um, However, I do want to say, like, the issue that I have with this is that inherently we have made ore progressions slower. Like, it's so bad. It's so bad.
Yeah,
I
I mean, I kind of understand from that aspect. I would say that since we probably have another update coming soon, more than likely Town Hall 18, obviously,
mhm.
but um, like I understand. I think that for the most part, it's I guess there's a reason to push. There's a reason to be a bit more competitive,
Oh yeah.
but I understand. But I don't think you couldn't just rely on the star bonus all the time. I mean, you do still need to be active in war. War is where you're going to get the most.
Yeah.
Like that's just straight up. You
Yeah.
get even if you lose, you still get more than what you would. So I do believe that yes, I don't think it's perfect in that sense.
Hmm.
But I think that where a lot of people were placed was to also make sure that they weren't just going to get completely destroyed by higher town halls.
Right.
Because like just because you were a town hall 11 in Legends doesn't mean you're going to stay in Legends.
Yeah.
If they put you in like Electro 3, you're going to just all of a sudden get smacked down all the way. I wouldn't say all the way to the floor, but you would basically get demoted every time.
Yeah. No.
So there was kind of a reason that they put a lot of people at the league floor. So like someone was like, "Oh, I was in Legends as a Town Hall 15 and they put me in Golem or I guess whatever the floor was." And it's like, but that's to make sure that you're not facing higher Town Hall levels that you can't beat and they're going to beat you.
Yep. And
So,
I get that. The issue that I have though is that I agree with you that like you wouldn't survive in Legends in the old system. Like you're an 11 or a 12 or a 15 even at Legends, you're not going to survive. But these players could float in Titan. They actually could just abuse the shield system and float in Titan. And a lot of players were doing that. The thing is like
yeah.
inherently nobody can do that anymore. Dude, there is no way. Like right now I'm in Electro League. If you're a 16, you're not promoing. You're not. You might maintain, but you're not going to promo. Like it's not going to happen. You know what I mean? I'm like hitting I've done what 14 attacks so far. 10 of them are triples. I might not promo. You know what I mean? I'm like I'm a near like max Town Hall 17 base. So like if you basically but so what I'm trying to say is that promo is so hard now at some of these levels that like if you did not place inherently like with the system, you're gonna have a hard time getting there. And it's fine. Like it's not a big deal because like you're saying, you're gonna get a lot of
Yeah.
auras from wars, but you can't make that change anymore where you can't like switch it on and all of a sudden go up and hang out at Titans, you know, and use the system to actually get the auras, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think I agree. I think they need to either add more people, especially below Electro, or like add like the double promotion for whatever, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know how they'll do that, but like that's probably something that they should do. But I will say it is actually a lot easier to maintain your league than it was before because like for me, I'm still in Electro 1. I didn't even sign up for this week and I'm going to sign up for next week, but I'm not going to do all my attacks. As long as I'm not at rank 90,
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine. I want to stay in Electro 1. I don't care to move up. I don't care to move down. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot easier to maintain your league now because you don't have to play ranked every week.
Yep.
So,
This is true. Like
yeah, I
this.
mean, yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, I was just looking at a comment because it's yeah, the two Starry Ore isn't like just limited to Legends. So,
Right.
and I think even I think the best place for you to be, even if you're not getting too starry, is Titan. Titan basically is the fake Legend equivalent in terms of shiny and glowy.
Yeah.
So
Yep. No, I agree. And I think like that's a good system that they implemented because you don't have to get competitive to like get to that level of rewards, but it's available for you. You know what I mean? So that like if you do want to push up like and get to that level, you can. Um but yeah, part of me though is like so it's easy to maintain, but it's hard to promo. Now it's not hard to promo everywhere, but there are certain levels that like once you get to those levels, the promo rates just plummet. You know what I mean? Um, and because of that, it over time, I think a lot of players like I think it affects like mid-level players the most, right? Players who would actually like in the old system would actually get up to Titan and like they can maintain there. They're not Town Hall 7s, right? But they're like, 12s, 13s, right? They're not going to be able to do that anymore. And they're going to see less auras because of it. Sure, they'll get more starry auras, which is of course a wonderful thing, but that's just the only thing that I would touch with regards to this entire thing. Everything else, honestly, chef's kiss. Like I think it's really good. They need to fix the bug though, dude. There's so many bugs. There's so many bugs, bro. But you know the one bug where here, let me show people. Um, there's a bug where you know who you're gonna attack next. Corrupt, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you go down the list, right? Whoever didn't take a defense, like in this round, like that's who you're gonna attack. I think granted that you didn't attack them. That those types of things they need to fix. The ore bug happened. That's a conversation to have. You know what I mean? I
Yeah. I
yeah.
mean, I with how big the update was, it was there was probably going to be something that because like I said, well, this is a system that hasn't been touched since the game's beginning.
Hmm.
So I'm not massively surprised because everything almost revolved around it in a
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
So it was it was almost impossible not to see bugs.
Hmm.
Maybe not to how big of an extent it was, but yeah. And the ore bug was bad. At least they fixed it up. They patched it up. You know, they took away ores from people and whatever, and they're fixing bugs. They're not just gonna leave it.
Yeah.
It's just it's unfortunate that it has to happen. The thing is that a lot of us creators technically are the ones to test for the bugs.
Yeah.
Technically.
Yep.
Um none of that. Like I can tell people we never saw any of that.
Nothing.
I don't even know. So more than likely it was during the implementation that I don't think even they could have caught. I don't think anyone can really catch every single bug,
Yeah.
especially as someone who's a computer science major. So it's it's very difficult to find every single bug before it's completely 100% done. You
Hmm.
know?
Yeah.
Um yeah, so it's kind of unfortunate, but they've been doing a lot of bug fixes, so it's it's at least them trying to, you know, fix up the game before, especially before Tunnel 18.
Right.
We know there's gonna be more bugs there too.
Yeah, you know, and it's like one of those things that like I think like you're saying first of all that we did try it like genuinely we all tried the update in the builds. We didn't have any of these things happen, right? So
Yeah,
that
no issues.
yeah, so that was really a surprising thing I think for everybody, for them as well, as for us. But also like just genuine like it's like one of those things where it's like a can of worms, right? And I think that's what happened. I don't think like I think when the update came out and when they put this system into the game, the amount of like the bugs that came out were like not even on the radar. Like they were
No.
probably just as confused as everybody else. Because there was no thinking about like, hey, like this is gonna happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Or
I'm just imagining the whole like SpongeBob with the office on fire.
yeah,
That was just Supercell.
yeah. But I think like
But
I think they did a good job of correcting most of it. I know there are still some bugs that are still there, and they're like working on it. But like even the ore bug, that's a catastrophic bug, bro. Like I understand why people were
yeah,
upset. That is a terrible bug to go through, and I don't think obviously I don't think it was intentional at all. It's one of those things that happens, right? But like that's the like worst case scenario, right? Like people were so upset, and I understand why because people grind so hard for ores anyway, right? But despite all of that happening, they found a way to fix it, and then I think they also fixed the whole shop workaround and all of that, right? So they've gone through, they fixed all of those things, so we don't have that problem anymore. I
yeah.
think like that's solid, to only do within a few days, realistically.
Well, that was a major thing to get patched up because you don't want people abusing the game like that. Now, obviously, I think some people thought, oh, my ores were being stolen when it wasn't. It
Yeah.
was just a snapshot base. Because for the most part, most revenge attacks, especially if you have a magic shield, those are snapshot bases. So
Hmm.
more than likely, a lot of it had to do with the snapshot base. Because I think everyone under the new system, once the update dropped, had a magic shield.
Hmm.
So it was more than likely the snapshot basis just here's ores.
Yeah. I I I
So
I think what do you call? I think it was like, yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot going on, and even at the time, I was it was crazy to even keep up with. I remember like I was working on a bunch of videos. I was working on, the ranked base video. I was working on a few other videos at the time, and I just had no time to like even keep up with it. And even if I did, like I don't know if I could keep up with the rapid development of like bugs. You know what I mean? Like they were just everywhere.
yeah,
But majority of them are cleaned up now, and if we look at like the I guess the silver lining in all of this is like, yeah, it stinks that we had bugs, especially with the skins, bro. Oh my god, they were so good. Like the skins were so good. So it bothers me that like there were bugs because
they
it
were
kind of,
so good. They were cursed, you might say.
yeah. Ah, I see what you did there.
Yeah. Well, it is a cursed season after all. So for all those bugs to happen, yeah, it was pretty fitting.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Uh, what he said. Ores were not taken away. I can confirm that the ores weren't stolen.
mhm,
They weren't. So don't the ones that were, yeah, it was a snapshot. It's snapshot based. That's how people were able to get like a ton of dark elixir. I saw
yeah,
screenshots of like a ton of dark elixir. That bug was it was because of that. Because I think they multiply it or something,
yeah.
some mathematical thing. So
No, yeah, and
um
then
but yeah, I mean, overall, I mean, the update came out in a buggy state, but I had to tell people and I had to, just remind them the content in the update is good. It's just the bugs kind of just drag it down.
yep.
But the update itself, pretty solid. I wouldn't say it is the best update in Clash of Clans, but would I say that it's a update that is necessary for future development? Yes. I think they will improve it because I do remember them saying they're not going to get it right. It's not going to be perfect. So
Hmm.
more than likely they are committed to improving it. Just like how they did with hard mode. They improved it.
Yep.
So they will improve this as well, and I kind of expect a few changes coming up in
Hmm.
the next update. So we'll see.
I think yeah, that's like one of the key things to remember, right? Like yes, we did get bugs. Like yes, that stinks. And yes, like this month, like ideally it's smooth and 100% smooth, but like when is it ever, right? Like but the thing is like we got left with a core gameplay mechanic that is very good now. Uh it's just really good. The fact these
Yeah.
attacks, the ranked gameplay, the way that you like level up your account and now you level up the difficulty and you slowly get into it. I think that's like amazing. And I think it also makes people realize before we did not, no, like I don't think anybody other than the pros played hard mode because they're like, why would I? You know what I mean? Like why, like genuinely, like why would I do that? I had gone a long time without playing hard mode. A lot of players did that as well. And then I remember like the biggest response from like all of my clanmates, everybody who was in Legends already, they're just like, "Oh, this is hard mode." Like everybody was just like, "Oh, okay. I see what's going on here." Like it's just so much more
The
difficult.
ones in with the current legend system.
Yeah, yeah. Well, like because they got plucked right into Legends, and they're
They're like,
like,
"Oh, this
"Bro,
this can't be too difficult." Damn, it was too difficult.
it was so bad." But like, look at what we get now. Like as a result, look at the top players, bro. Like there are a lot of pros up here. You know?
Yeah. And I mean, it technically is easier because there's no equipment like caps.
Yeah,
So you don't have to worry about it. But it
yeah.
does make it to where defense is a lot hard is much more important. The thing
Hmm.
is, I've said this like way before in the Clash of Clans subreddit. I do feel they probably need to like just tone down hard mode slightly because it root riders are super dominant there still.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, they have been stalled a little bit more as of recently. I think you're seeing a lot more super yetis,
Hmm.
but root riders are still super prevalent. And I think it comes down to what root riders do. They're able to break walls, they can tank. They're basically taking a wall breaker and a golem and combining it,
Yeah.
basically.
Hmm.
And they were way more broken when they basically had that and the same damage of a wizard.
And they take and they target defenses, right? And like because of that, you get good pathing. You know what I mean? So it's just like, yeah, it's a whole thing, right? Like,
Yeah,
I'm
just the
using
root riders'
riders.
existence. It's like the elite barbarians for Clash of Clans.
Yeah,
Pretty
it's like
much.
no matter what you do, like these are gonna be really good. You know?
Yeah.
Uh.
I don't expect root riders to follow the meta anytime soon. I think it's just we want to see them less often, or at the very least used in more than just root rider smash.
Mhm.
That's why the Valkyrie has been able to maintain relevance for so long.
Yeah.
It's because of the root rider. But yeah, now what do you think about the current medal event? I think it's definitely unique and it is nice that with the two modes, there's one where you have the gameplay gimmick and the other
Mhm.
one you don't.
Yeah.
I think the gameplay gimmick is fine. It's it kind of sucks, especially especially if it targets like a key defense, like
Hmm.
the monolith or
Yeah.
some other key defenses.
Yeah.
And the damage doesn't really. I'm not sure even sure what the damage is for that, but um, it's a fun event. I think that realistically, I don't think they want it to be nearly as it's not they don't want it to be like the WWE event. Even though that event was great,
Hmm.
defense wise, oh man, it was not fun.
Yeah. No, I agree.
But yeah,
The thing, so
but
for
what do
me,
you think about oh sorry.
no, you're good. For the medal event, I think it's fine. Uh, and I hate saying this, but there's like medal events are great, but I don't want them to become like clan games. You know what I mean? Where it's like the same thing over and over again. It kind of
Yeah.
feels that way, you know? And I understand, like, so there's two schools of thought, right, when it comes to like a medal event. Right now, I'll be honest with you, like, I've been playing with ranked so much that I haven't really like interacted with the medal event that much. Like, I've completed it and like pretty much all my accounts, and I really like, dude, for the first time ever, like Magic Snacks feel good. You know what I mean? Because of ranked mode now. You know where I'm like, oh, dude, I need a clan castle cake. I got to do 30 attacks, right? Like I can't guarantee somebody's gonna be online. You know. Yesterday, last
I
week,
think the mighty morsels are the best.
dude, they're
I think
so
they're the
good.
best ones, the mighty morsel.
No,
Yeah,
easily
they're
the best one.
bec-
Yeah.
so because on my Town Hall 11, I have so many of them saved up that like they don't have a time limit. Once you use them, you can keep them forever. So you can just
Oh,
stack them.
oh,
Yeah,
wait a
they
second.
don't
I
have it once
didn't.
you use them. It only is specifically in multiplayer attacks or in war. Or
Oh,
I guess in also the goblin maps. But that's really the only point. You can basically keep it and just have maxed out equipment and just test them out in FCs. It doesn't affect them there. So
wow. I did
I
not
thought
know
I saw
this.
someone get like someone got like 100 of them.
Oh my
I thought I
gosh.
saw that somewhere. Yeah, it was, and I think let's see. So that was probably like 300 or yeah, probably like that, something like that. Yeah, 300.
That's
It's
crazy.
crazy. Yeah, 300 attacks for it. It's just that's crazy.
Uh,
But no, yeah, what I like about it, especially recently, um, the magic snacks being put into the medal events is a really good thing. Like they
Hmm.
just basically made them let if you I think if you notice, they haven't really been doing a ton of chest events. I think a lot of people were worried about that, but I think having the magic snacks on their own and just easy to get for free
Yeah.
has been probably the best thing. Magic snacks are basically magic items but on steroids.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
and
go on, go on.
I don't know if I can say it because like I remember them having ideas for other magic snacks that I learned last year, but I don't know if I can say like anything about it because like
I would.
none of it's out, and I'm probably not gonna say anything about it. But like
Yeah.
obviously they'll probably release more magic snacks, and I think they'll be probably just as good, maybe even stronger. I don't know, but it just I think what magic snacks allows them to do is be a bit more or I guess a bit more creative with what they do. So,
Yeah. I think so. My opinion with the magic snacks is that we should have a bit more access to them. Um, maybe
yeah.
what they could do, like, because the issue is like, I love how they're in metal events too, but metal events come once every 2 months, right? And so like, and you have that metal event for 2 weeks, right? And then think about it like this, like we're not gonna like right now it feels great because ranked came out and like, bro, I need clan castle reinforcements. I need, you know what I mean? I need all of these things. So sorry, I might have dropped for a second, but ranked came out and we got clan castle reinforcements, we got all of these things, and that's like wonderful. So I loved it. But the fact of the matter is that it's gonna be gone, and we're not gonna see it for another 2 months. And when it comes around, it'll be great, but we're not gonna see it. But here, tell me what you think of this idea, okay? So I gotta get cooking. I gotta get the thinking hat on. All right, hold on once. I, I got my little. Oh shoot, the baby dragon is cooking here. Yo, you got yours too? Yeah, I
Yeah,
see
right here.
him. I see him.
Yeah.
Dude, they're so cute. I
As you can
love it.
see,
My
yeah,
nieces and
baby
nephews, they're
dragons.
so jealous that we got these. But anyways, my thought is that what if we during so you know how like right now like we're maintaining, right? In league. So we're just maintaining right now, right? What if for
Yeah.
everybody who's maintaining, right? At like certain levels, you get like magic snacks. You get them once a week. You know what I mean? They help you with next week.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it would be doing the Pikachu. I feel like it would be a vibe. You know what I mean? And it would kind of give you something if you maintain, because right now you can maintain if you're 11 or if you're 89, right? But there's no difference in between, right? So what if we add just something light? You know what I mean? Everybody would love a clan castle
Yeah.
cake. I think like once a week, it would mean a lot to me, to a lot of active players for sure. So
Yeah. I kind of agree with that. Now, something that I think I don't know. I don't know if Tom Nubb's still here, but I disagree with, and you disagree with the meteor staff. We both thought, oh, it's gonna be the best. It's the best equipment for the prince. I changed my mind real quick because it there was a few things that were going through my head at the time. It was like, yeah, I mean, free damage is free damage, and it's fine. Um, but kind of when I was playtesting, I was like, yeah, I can see where it's not as rewarding as something like the crown. And I think some people don't think the crown is that good, but pro players are using it.
yeah,
They've been using it for a while.
mm-hmm.
We said the same thing about the snake bracelet. Oh, it's useless. It sucks. But pro players were using it and it's
Yeah,
actually good.
yeah,
So, like, the snake bracelet is arguably the king's third best epic.
yeah.
So for the prince, yeah, it's also his.
Oh boy.
Um, even if it's not that much better than henchman, I think for me and for what I think, henchmen are only a little bit better because they're a little bit more flexible, they're more cost effective, and it doesn't require you to be maxed to use it, you
Yeah,
know? Um, and then like Dark Crown is still very strong. I think the one competitive edge that it has to something like the meteor staff is the HP.
Yeah.
You're gonna lose troops anyways.
Yeah.
So it synergizes really well in that aspect. The meteor staff, you need to hope and pray there's something in front of your prince, or you bring a survivability, which does mean you sacrifice not taking the dark orb, which is by far one of the more important abilities.
Yeah. No, I think so. When it comes to this, right? I think that conversation is really interesting. I think I've been using it right at my lower levels, bro, and it's good. Like it's really good, especially at those lower levels. But it gets like hit really hard by hard mode, by battle modifiers. It gets hit very hard because all of those
Yeah.
hero modifiers apply to it. Um, and because like something like the Dark Crown scales as percentage versus like raw damage, it doesn't hurt as much. You know what I mean? You still
Yeah.
get good scaling throughout, and that stinks because equipment that are good at lower levels, you want to like use them, but at the same time, if they're not used at the higher levels, it's like, oh, am I going to invest the ores into them, right? Like that's always the question, right? So that
Yeah.
really stinks.
And I mean the meteor staff definitely is a lot more flexible, but in the sense of how much of an improvement is it making? The only really saving grace for it is you can pair it with Dark Crown, but they both have to be maxed out to, though, like I've said, you are sacrificing not having probably the most impactful equipment in the game, the Dark Orb. And I remember seeing a stream or I remember seeing a VOD from Eric, and one person did use the double epic, and the other used Crown Orb, and Crown Orb was just more consistent.
Yeah,
It's just that 50% slow is really hard to beat.
yeah.
Um, and that's why that is arguably his best.
No, I
Meteor
think
Staff
yeah,
isn't particularly bad. And in my ranking, I had it number 5 because none of his equipment are horrible. It's just when you compare that to something like Metal Pants have a little bit more usage. Not only are they a common, but you can use it in replacement to Henchman Puppets and get basically similar survivability without sacrificing too much.
yeah,
And you can use it in charges, or you can use it to funnel. Basically, it's just a little bit better. It's not by much, and I think Tom Nub would disagree with me, but
mm-hmm.
Dark Crown is just overall something that I probably overlooked as well. So I had to take a step back, and it's the same exact thing that happened with Snake Bracelet.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So for me, the thing about it is like because it gets hit harsh at the higher levels, it's hard for me to say like, yo, you should put all your ores into this. But I'm telling you, like at the earlier levels, it's really the thing about it. The advantage that the staff has is that it's on a time scale, right? So it doesn't matter where your minion
yeah,
prince is. It doesn't matter if it's stalled up by ice golems. It doesn't matter if it's this or that, right? It will hit, like no matter what. If the prince is alive, it will hit, right? If this thing did 150 more damage, if this thing did 1,000 damage at max level, I think the conversation would be a little different. I think it just needs a
yeah,
little bit more push. You know what I mean? But it like fits,
yeah,
and I would run it with Dark Orb. I don't think I would replace Dark Orb ever if I'm using the Prince, to be honest. Um, it's just such a good effect, right? For your entire army, as long as you apply it at the right time, you're gonna get a great like effect from that. But I also think like the core mechanic of the meteor staff is great. The damage drop off though at the higher levels just hurts. Remember though, I think so when it comes to epics, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's Town Hall 16 that gets the max epic, right?
right. Yeah, Tunnel 16 gets max epics.
So at 16, I think it'll be pretty strong. But I will find out. Like I'll actually test that myself because I plan on having like multiple accounts at the higher level or at different town hall levels and try to push with them. So we'll
Mhm.
see. Um, but yeah, unfortunately, like the scaling at the highest level is not at all that great. You know.
Yeah, and
Um,
I it's not nearly as bad, but it does remind you of a certain equipment that you made a video on.
You didn't have to do this, bro. We could have went through the entire
But
entire
I mean,
thing.
I will say I'm a bit of a I'm a bit of someone who does say that even though Lava Loon Puppet is not like a meta equipment at all, it can be used. It actually does have opportunities where
Yeah.
yeah, it can be used. And especially after the Eternal Tome rework and the Ice Block Spell
Yeah.
Edition, it's not perfect, but you can work around it, and I found ways to make it work. So
Yeah.
it's not the best epic. Would I invest ores into it? Probably not. But if you want something, if you want to just play differently and just have fun with the game, you don't want to play with the meta. Like I love off meta stuff.
Hmm.
It's actually not bad and it's pretty fun. So, but yeah, I mean, I would say I would say like the worst epic probably has to be the
The frozen arrow,
the
dude.
well, Frozen Arrow's okay. It's the Heroic Torch.
Okay, heroic
That
torch is
one's
pretty
a
bad
tough
too.
like with at least with the Lava Loon puppet, you can pair it with the Eternal Tome or the Healing Tome to kind of keep it alive. You got the Ice Block spells. The Heroic Torch, you have to replace one of the two more impactful abilities, and you only get 10% damage reduction. At the very least, they made a change in the recent update where the Warden match does actually have a speed increase now. But I
Hmm.
was like, that still doesn't fix it. It was
Yeah.
something that I was asking for, but it doesn't fix all of its needs, like a little bit more damage reduction or a little bit longer duration. 20 is very short for
Yeah.
especially for an epic. I think the only 30-second epic that has like a time limit is the magic mirror, and that's why it's so good.
Yeah.
It lasts long.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah. So
I think so too. I think it's funny. Oh, I do have the torch. I was like, I don't even think I picked up the torch on my main account, but I end up having it. Between this and the frozen arrow, dude. Like the thing about frozen arrow, dude, I had like a big problem with frozen arrow ever since it was released because it like the frozen ability doesn't stack past like level like 11 or something. Like it's just bad. And I'm just I always had a problem with it because of that. But you know what I mean? I think like
yeah,
overall,
Frozen Arrow was good. Frozen Arrow was only good
Frozen
because
Arrow
it
is
was the
good
only
because
other option.
exactly, yeah, yeah,
But then once you had the mirror and the action figure come out, like those were just not only were they just more flexible, they were stronger. They just
yeah.
had more opportunities to do way more damage. And I think I remember seeing a comment somewhere who was saying like, "What? I'll keep it a buck. The frozen arrows the best because it can counter single infernos." And I'm like, "Cool, but so can Frosty, a free spell, invisibility spell.
Yeah.
Heck, the two equipment have invis for 1 second."
Yep.
So the single infernos aren't a big issue. Monoliths aren't a big issue with it.
Yeah.
So
It's one of those
yeah.
things where it's kind of lost its utility over time because we do have options now, right? Um.
Yeah, and even though it got nerfed, it didn't change much. It was going to go on the decline anyways.
Mhm.
None of none of the nerfs that they've ever done with equipment have really resulted in it dying. I think the only time I've seen them do that and resulted in something dying was troops, mainly the druid, the super dragon at the time, and what was the most recent one? I forget. There was another one. I think it might have just been those two.
The druid.
Druids are still seeing some use. It's just not as prevalent as they used to be.
Mhm. No, I think
Um,
it's like it's one of those things. So like, what about okay? So since we're talking about it, like, what? How do you feel about the current meta in the game right now? Right now, players are using what root riders or dragons, right? And some players are
I guess
doing some
are we
super
talking about
yeti.
hard mode?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I guess legends now, right? Like legends is all one thing. So
And yeah. Um, I would say. I think we are slowly but surely seeing more people defend root riders, especially pros. But we're seeing more people, we're seeing them fail more.
Mhm.
And we're seeing a little bit more of some other strategies. I have seen some that are running like super hogs with overgrowth, and that seems to be working pretty well.
Ooh.
I know throwers can work pretty well as well. It's and I this was before the most recent update. I've seen throwers, even though they didn't 3-star, they hit a consistent 90% in world qualifiers.
Mhm.
And then I think there was one 3-star attack where he lost the warden and he still 3-starred. So throwers are pretty strong in the sense of the warden can die and you can still 3-star because of I don't know. And they got buffed. They got the biggest buff in that balance change in June, or I guess the end of June.
Right.
Um, so yeah, I feel like a lot of people are still sleeping on throwers. I think throwers are just really good. Um, I think they're better than super witches. If I had to be honest, I think
Mhm.
they're just because their damage is quite high. It's just a lot of people see the damage per second, but because they're a slower attacking troop, they do more damage.
Yeah.
So every damage per hit is like I think it's like 500,
Mhm.
and
It's
they're
crazy.
half the cost of a super bowler.
Yeah.
So
It's crazy. Um I think the thing is about them, it's not that they're bad at all. I think just like even as a core like troop, I think they're really good. They have awesome range. Um and they can really like come over a lot of these compartments that are in the base, right? To just like reach over and just take out a bunch of buildings. The only issue with the throwers is that I just don't think they're as effective as root riders. That's the issue. It's not that they're not good. It's just like root riders are like better, right? And
yeah, yeah. I
it's
mean, I get that. I think I think though with how many people now are putting like a lot more like because like anti-royal champion charges are going to definitely be more popular. I'm 100% sure we're going to see more impact from the spring traps,
mhm.
especially in worlds. Um yeah, I don't know. It's
It's kind
we'll
of
see what happens because at Worlds last year, we said root riders were going to dominate there. And there were quite a number of root riders, but we saw a nice variety of root riders. We saw a bunch of different strategies, but that included Lavaloon. We saw, and I think the one that dominated the most was Titans, surprisingly. No root riders to be seen.
yeah.
So I do expect Worlds this year to be very similar. I don't think we're going to see a ton. I don't think we're going to see Root Riders every single attack. There's
Hmm.
definitely going to be a lot of variety because they're hiding their best strategies
Yeah.
because they know Root Riders aren't going to work against every base. So you need to pull a strategy that's going to work against those anti-Root Rider bases.
Hmm.
And dragons aren't always going to work. You know, I've seen plenty of dragon attacks fail. Um, so I would say that realistically, the two strategies that are really prevalent aren't the most consistent. It's just how much value can you get, or yeah, how much value can you get, or is the attack going to be baited,
Right.
basically?
Yeah. A lot of mind games because of that too, right? Like I started recently attacking a lot from the left side. Um, right sides are just baited because people are right-handed. Um, and just like a lot of those mind games that you're thinking about, especially if you're going to use a a royal champion charge. The worst thing, bro, the worst feeling in the world is your RC is going in, you see a Tesla, and you're like, ah, dude, you know, like I messed this one up, right? Like, where do I place this invis, right? How am I gonna adjust? So yeah, but I think it'll be interesting to see. And honestly, I haven't like been watching a lot of worlds, but obviously, I'm gonna be watching this one, right? Because we're all gonna be there. So it's gonna be a good time. But I'm gonna be watching this one and then trying to keep up with the meta as much as possible moving forward because of the new ranked system. Honestly, it's gotten me pretty invested, and yeah, and I'm not surprised to hear about
Oh yeah.
Titans either. Titans are like, dude, Titans are so good. I heard I there was a video that I did maybe a year ago where I spoke to a pro player and I was like, hey, like what's the like actual best troop in the game? And he's like, dude, it's an Electro Titan, but like nobody can like it's like it's so hard to control them and to get the timing of them right. But if you do, like they're so good, you know?
Yeah. And that's kind of how I see Super Yetis. Super Yetis are kind of the same way. I know a lot of people called him bad because they nerfed him in the blimp, but in like Smash, they're really strong. They they're basically like better Titans in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Slightly less HP, but they have an ability where you can basically stun defenses and reset. That's something that Electro Titans can't do. They
Right.
also just do more consistent damage since their damage is per second. So because they have a 1 second attack speed,
Mm-hmm.
they're able to hit every second. So that damage does add up over time, and it's about the same damage as a thrower.
Yeah.
So
So it's a good amount of
per
damage.
hit. So yeah, yeah, it's
I
it's really really good. So
I haven't used many Super Yetis right now because I'm just like the roots are doing pretty good for me. But definitely if I find like I have to like adjust to a strategy, um it'll probably be the Yetis instead of the dragons, right? I just want to play with them a little bit more, and also I don't have the air equipment levels, so so I can't really adjust to anything like that. So um, but
yeah.
yeah,
Well, we're very close to Worlds, and I think you're going right.
yeah, I'm going. Yeah, yeah, I'll be there. Um,
Yeah, it's good. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
mhm.
Uh, Obviously we can't say anything about like what's going on, at
Yeah.
least for us, but yeah, no, it'll be a lot of fun because I went to the one in Helsinki. It was a blast to kind of travel just out of the country
Hmm.
because I've never done it. So it was a lot of fun despite me being sick for a majority of it.
Yeah.
So this year I am bringing a mask so I don't get sick on the airport or on the air
Yeah.
because that's what happened last time. So I was just like, all right, I'm gonna I'm gonna take a mask this time.
Yeah. Just be a
But
little
the
safe.
event is World Finals. This year they're not hosting in Helsinki, and instead it's going to be at DreamHack Atlanta. So it's this is the second, or I guess this is the second time I've been to a massive event. Uh, since realistically, the first one I went to, unironically, was Minecon when it was here in
No
2016
way.
in
Really?
California. Yeah,
Oh.
so it was a really fun experience for that. Then they stopped doing the physical cons, which
Yeah.
kind of sucks. But at least I know I was the one of the few people to go to the last Minecon that was in person, and then kind of being able to go to DreamHack Atlanta is pretty cool because I've never been to a convention like that.
Yeah.
I haven't been to Comic Con. I haven't been to any of those, even though I live in California.
Hmm.
I haven't been to any of those big ones. So this is really the first time I've gone to such a big event.
Yeah.
So
I feel the same way, honestly. One of the like I don't know, Seth was here before, but sometimes when you're like producing content to like consistently, right? What ends up happening is that you get into this like rhythm where like you're consistently, you're just focused on output, like production and things like that. Oh, I gotta make this video, I gotta do this math, I gotta, stream at this time and stuff like that. That's been happening to me a lot recently. So like Seth messaged me the other day and he's like, yo, like you're going to Worlds. Just remember like, you know, a few years ago, like you would dream about this stuff. Like you would talk about like, oh, like man, it would be so cool to. And he's not wrong. Like I would do that. And now it's happening, and it's just it's gonna be an awesome experience. I'm very excited. It's gonna be an awesome experience. Like I'm really
yeah,
excited for
and
it.
for you it'll definitely be, and hopefully you'll be able to experience Helsinki if they have it next year. I really hope and pray they just go back to Helsinki next year.
Oh yeah.
But well, I hope so because I'm not sure. I can't predict the future, so I don't know what it will be in the future, but Um, no, definitely. You'll enjoy it. It was an awesome experience for me. Just kind of being able to be around other creators that you kind of just like you kind of look up to, you kind of talk
Oh, he's pausing.
back to meet in person, you know. Oh,
Yeah.
are you pausing?
No, no,
Okay,
we're
but
both paused, but for a second, but
oh,
um, no, I know exactly like what you're saying though. Like to meet all these people that you look up to, that you've watched for so many years, like um, it's gonna be it's honestly like last few days, man. I'm like I've been feeling some imposter syndrome. And like bro, should I even should I be going? Like, you know, but it's
yeah.
it's good. It's good.
like
It's good.
like the person who kind of inspired me to do a lot more shorts was Cashman. I don't know if you've heard of Cashman.
No.
He was a Clash Royale creator. He doesn't post super frequently right now, but
Mm-hmm.
he's yeah, he was a Clash Royale creator and he did a lot of shorts. And I think in the Creator Academy, he has a few videos covering, shorts and like, the stuff around them. And yeah, I got to meet him at Worlds last year because they had all of the Supercell games
Oh wow.
there. So yeah, yeah, it was a Clash Fest. I think
Yeah,
I
yeah.
still have my little lanyard from going to Clash Fest.
Oh man.
Yeah, they had Clash Royale, the esports for Clash Royale, Brawl Stars, and Clash of Clans. So obviously the Brawl Star one was the biggest one.
Mm-hmm.
So Brawl Stars esports is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
think
this year though, I think it's a little bit more separate, except for Clash Royale. Clash Royale's with us.
yeah. Yeah, no, exactly. I think that's great too. I do Clash Royale's seen like a surge recently, bro. Like an insane
um,
surge.
don't get me started. Don't get me started.
Why? What happened?
The game. So I haven't played Clash Royale since 2020. It's I just got bored. I just
Yeah.
got bored with the game, and I don't think I can really get back into it. It's just there's just too much going on for me to really just like say, all right, I'm gonna get back into it. The game is also not really ran the best.
Yeah.
I can say that. Like it's not the best ran.
Mm,
If I were to compare Clash of Clans to Clash Royale, Clash of Clans is easily the better game in terms of the dev to community feedback. Clash Royale it's just a game that was pay to win from the start. It's a
yeah.
card game. It
Yeah.
was designed in that system.
Yeah.
So it's kind of unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. The surge, I don't know if that's because of a creator. I don't know if it's because of was it Jinxie?
Yeah, Jinxie. Jinxie started
Um,
playing it quite a bit.
yeah, I don't know if it's because of that, but obviously, like eventually, it's gonna slow down. It's not it's not gonna last forever, and especially in its current state, where even when it rose, it's not like in the greatest position. So it is what it is. I think Clash of Clans is still the better game, even if the revenue doesn't show that. I think it's just what you have to keep in mind is Clash of Clans is way older than Clash Royale.
Yeah.
Like for a game like this, 13 years old, to still be relevant, both in pop culture and just in general, is pretty mind-boggling.
Hmm.
No game like this lasts for 13 years,
Yeah.
especially for a mobile game.
Right.
It's yeah,
And you know, and I think I genuinely think like Clash Royale or Clash of Clans is I it's not fair for me to say this because I haven't been fully playing Clash of Clans the whole time. Um, I think it's in one of the best states it's been. Like the game itself, dude, the game is fun. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't drag. There's always something to do. There are always events. There are always updates. You know, if I'm stressed as a creator, that means
yeah.
the players are getting enough updates. You know what I mean? So, there's there's a lot going on in that sense. So I think it's really good. I think Clash Royale is just easy to get into, so a lot of people can easily
Yeah.
get into it. Will it last? I mean, we'll
Has a
see,
little bit
right?
better of a competitive scene, but I mean that's to be expected.
Yeah,
You're not having to do a 5v5.
yeah,
But I think what I would say is I think it is in one of its best states. I don't think it's in a golden age, but I do think right after Town Hall 15 and kind of that wrapped up, I didn't see where the game could improve from there. If they didn't have hero equipment, I don't really see where they would really go from there because Town Hall 15 was super difficult. It was kind of the pinnacle for everything. I just didn't see where they would go from there. And I
hmm
think hero equipment really revitalized a lot of the interest into the game.
yeah,
I think because they made heroes far more flexible, that caused a pretty big surge, in my opinion.
hmm
I think hero equipment is kind of the reason to why the game is in such a good state right now.
right.
I think a lot of people might disagree, but I mean, is it a perfect system? No, but I think without hero equipment, we really wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be talking where we are right now.
Yeah. No,
That I think that's how important, like how they did that. So how they implemented it.
I think like I think I remember when Hero Equipment first came out, I was covering it really heavily. Uh Videos went ballistic, right? I mean, to this day, I don't think I'm getting like the same views a month like that I was the initial month that Hero Equipment came out. It was just ridiculous. The interest was so big, and I think it's kept players really engaged. The nice thing about it is that actually, obviously there are some heroic torches. Some might say some lava loon puppets out there, that people aren't using as often. Sure, no, but realistically, there's obviously some equipment that we're not using as often. But players actually feel like they have the ability to use like different things, and it's cool, dude. Like it this is like something that I think just naturally fits really well into Clash of Clans, and um, the equipment itself has just been a wonderful thing, and like you could see how it could continue to keep growing, right? So I really like that,
Yeah.
and the addition to of ranked leagues and all of that. But
Yeah, most of my oh, sorry.
go ahead, no worries.
I was just gonna say that, on my channel, most of my top performing videos are hero equipment,
Yeah,
especially the minimum levels.
yeah,
When that series is still going quite strong for me. And while not every single one is gonna give me like the same results, it's been fairly reliable. I think the one I did 3 months ago is sitting at 300,000. It's really good. The one I made 8 months ago is at close to 500,000, and the one I had that was probably just blew me out of the water was the one I made last year.
yeah.
Uh, Pretty much. That one's almost at 800,000. I've never had a video hit that high, so I was really surprised when that happened. Um, but I mean, other than obviously Epic equipment being a little bit harder to upgrade and ores not being in the perfect system, I kind of have to agree. Clash of Clans is in a pretty balanced state when it comes to free to play and if you choose to pay.
Yeah.
There's not a huge discrepancy between the two, and it just feels to me like the game is in a pretty good spot. It's kind of what I think Moko should try to be
Ah,
technically.
dude.
They tried to go with a not they tried to go with a just cosmetic system, and that's completely fine and that can work. But I just feel like there well, one, the gameplay needs to improve, but then obviously they kind of need to design it in such a way to where, similar to Clash of Clans, you can progress, but you're not feeling like you have to spend money on the game, you know?
Dude, Moko
So
make
we
me a
won't talk about
sad
Moko, but
individual right now,
I
bro.
just wanted to use that as an example.
No, I mean it's a good example. It's a good example.
Yeah,
I agree. I
and
think
the
that
thing is with that game.
yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, but just with that game, it's not. It wasn't really fully released, so it's they're still working on it. There's still a lot of other games that Supercell's making. Um, but yeah,
Yeah. I honestly like I think Moco, dude. I don't know. It's a whole thing, but I agree with you. I think the balance between free to play and spending is really good in Clash of Clans. I think that's like one of the things that I would be really interested to see player retention across the different games that Supercell has. I don't know if that's a stat that we have, but I think that's something that really contributes, right? Clash Royale, no matter how good you are, it's just like you can just pay and you'll get evos. You know what I mean? Like the best way to get evos is $13 out of your pocket. I know because I mean I haven't done this, but the game just works that way. Or you could wait 4 months and hope that you pick the right evo before it gets nerfed. You know what I mean? Like it's a whole thing. So or you could just buy the diamond pass, which by the way is like $15 or like $13 or something. No, $12 or something. Regardless, it's much more expensive than the gold pass in Clash of Clans. So um Clash of Clans just has a much better balance, I think. And I think that's why ranked leagues is so important because it allows us to like express that balance now, right? Where the players can start anew, they can, yeah, they'll be playing a year or whatever it is, but once they get to the higher town hall levels, like they're there. Like they can really compete with other players. They'll be in a good spot.
oh
Um
yeah, and but yeah, just I think the game overall is in a pretty good state.
yeah. No, agreed. Um So I was, unless there's anything specific that you wanted to talk about, Corrupt, I was gonna say we could just open the floor up to questions. I started the Q&A thing that really wasn't taken off. We could just use the chat. I don't, mind, right? But yeah, we could just kind of
Yeah.
open the floor up to questions, see what you guys think. You guys have us both here. Corrupt. I don't know if you have a certain amount of time, right, that you can stay here or not. I appreciate you coming onto the channel.
Well,
Um,
I don't. So we're good.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so if you guys got any questions or anything, now's the time. I mean, you have us both here. Obviously, there are certain things that Corrupt will obviously have a lot better experience with. Um, so I would definitely utilize him. But yeah, dude, so what are your what was I gonna say? I'm not really sure what's going on with the chat and everything. Give me a second. But what are your plans? Like, is there anything specific that you really want to try? Like moving forward, content wise? Oh, before I forget, Hilo from VHX, like your old clan. Do you know what I'm talking about? Is a guy named Hilo?
Mm,
Do you know who I'm talking about or not?
I don't think so.
Here, give me a second. Maybe I'm saying his name wrong. I will check because I wrote a message down for this, and I wanted to make sure that I get it right. Bup, bup, bup. Velo from VHS Clan. Do you remember them? They said hi. Uh, but
I
yeah,
think currently I don't remember if they're currently in the clan or not.
I don't know if they're in the
uh,
clan anymore. Yeah, but
I don't know.
no, no worries, no worries. But
But I thought you were gonna say someone like someone from like some of the old clans I used to cover because I used to be in a clan family known as it was the Exit Humanity clan family.
oh,
They were competitive, so I covered them. Um,
mm-hmm.
it was really fun to cover them at the time. This was like all before I think it was before Town Hall 16. Oh
Oh
yeah,
wow,
obviously it was before Hero Equipment. Um, I still have a jersey of mine that still has, funny enough, back when Aphelion had a team and I still had Exit Humanity.
I
Um,
see.
they kind of still hold a place in my heart in terms that name still, because you had Exit Humanity, Exit Sanity, and Exit Morality.
Oh wow.
So I might just take those logos for myself though. I might start doing something with those. But um but yeah, like I've been in a lot of different clans throughout my time in Clash.
Hmm.
I remember starting I don't know if you remember him, but Cleric Dragoon.
Oh, I don't remember.
There was yeah, he like way back. I joined like a clan family around there. I remember being in a Clash Tutor clan fam as well, and Clash Tutor was kind of the reason I wanted to stick to tutorial content. And let's see where else, and then obviously Exit Humanity with them, and then I created my own clan probably like a year ago.
Hmm.
So it's yeah, it's been nice, even though, I've moved around a lot, but I settled in being a clan leader. So
uh,
I do see a few questions.
yeah, yeah. You can start with any of
What
them
do you
that you
guys
want.
think? What do you guys think will be the new gameplay feature for Town Hall 18? I don't know.
I really
I
don't know.
It's definitely not. It's not uh controllable heroes. we could I think we could say it's probably not going to be that. I
Probably.
think if they're gonna go with a new gameplay feature, it'll more than likely be something maybe on defense.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
I think it's just I don't think they're gonna stray too far away from the core aspect of the game, but I think that they are going to add a new gimmick. I think it's gonna be it might be similar to something like Town Hall 15 was, where you had the monolith and the spell towers, and there being kind of a new gimmick there. Or I guess when the Town Hall Poison was added. So probably something like that. It just
Hmm.
changes the way that you attack. I can't say for certain what it's going to be, but hopefully it's something that isn't super polarizing and
Yeah.
something that's still very fun.
Yeah. I I kind of agree with you. I think like defensively would be the most interesting place, right? Players I think that would just be like the best place to make a tweak, and it would be the most interesting, right? I've always thought of the idea, and this kind of goes against like the grain of Clash of Clans, but I've always thought like, why not add like a live component to it where like a player can respond, maybe like they can time certain traps or something going off, right? And you just you go from there, right? So something where like I can copy a base, right? And even though we have the same base, like I can put my own twist on it. You know what I mean? And it could be like high risk, high reward type of thing. But that way, you never really hit the same base twice. Just things like that. I think, and it not like immensely different, but I think it would be just like interesting, and it would give players like a bit of ownership over their defense. Like, because right now, like what you go to Blueprint, you buy a base, you use that base in Legends League. Great, wonderful. I don't need to know how to build a base, right? But if I could like implement like some aspect to it where it's like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna do this, or maybe I'm going up against you in war, and I'm like, you know what, I know Corrupt really likes the 8 o'clock entry with his, he puts two loons here and this here, so I'm gonna put like a jumping trap or something in the bottom corner, right? That's like in the second layer, so he's not gonna hit it until his troops are there, something like that, right? But honestly, I have no idea what it could be. Like I always tell people like we have no idea. Like I'm like, bro, I have no idea what it is, and they're like, no, you're lying. You know exactly what Hammer Jam is. You're not telling us. You're holding. I'm like, bro, I have no idea, bro. Like, leave me alone.
Yeah. So I see another question kind of talking about, we did share our thoughts about ranked mode. I think the best way to improve the star bonuses is to just make the star bonus flat across all town hall levels. So basically, I think, in my personal opinion, I don't think league should determine what it is. I think it's your town hall level, in my opinion. Well, I guess the way that I should I guess I the way I should put it is just I think they should just standardize it, you know?
Dude,
Just
okay.
like because I
Thank
feel
you. Yeah. Go ahead. I got something to say about this too. Go ahead.
I think that I would leave it at that. I think that realistically, Star Bonus is it, especially now with it being like specifically like league based and stuff like that. Um, I think just standardizing it would just be a lot. It would just be the easiest solution. I don't think it's the solution they'll do,
Hmm.
but yeah. So
I,
what are you thinking about it?
dude, I'm just telling you right now, bro. When I first saw the charts, I was like, why are we varying this by town hall level? It did not make sense to me. Um, why? But I mean, but star bonus is good, right? So I'm talking about like with ores. I think it's fine with res. I still think that's a little bit unnecessary. Um, but with ores, it's consistent, right? As long as you're getting the same amount. But my issue is the same as like I mentioned previously. I got confused for a second. I don't have a lot to say about this, but my issue is the same as I've mentioned previously, which is like a player. Like for example, I went on an alt account, right, and that I didn't push to Legends League. My alt account is like in which league? You know what I mean? Dog, it's gonna take me forever. You know what I mean to even touch anything that is a decent level to try and get some ores for all of my equipment that I need to improve. And the issue is that like the issue is the players who need ores the most are the players who don't have max equipment. But the players who are getting to the point where they can get a lot of ores are the players who already do. You know what I'm saying? So you get this binary where like
Yeah.
you're starving or you have so much you don't know what to do with it. Some type of
Yeah.
rework, something with that, I think would be a good place to go, right?
Yeah, I,
Um,
I I agree with that.
Seeing Red sent a question. He said best attack strategy. I'm gonna let you go. Oh, actually, I like Root Riders. I think Root Riders are good. I really like the pathing on Root Riders. So that's my vote. But I'll let you go ahead and uh, put in
I mean,
yours
I
as well.
I mean, like if we're not talking about esports, if you're not having to worry about people defending root riders are easily the best. I think if I had to say a top three, it's probably root riders, rocket loons, and super yetis, pretty much.
Okay.
Uh, I would probably give an honorable mention to the mass furnace strategy because it's very similar to the rocket balloon army. It's just furnaces are a little bit harder in the modifier modes, but they actually can still work. It's just rocket loons are technically slightly easier.
Okay. You
But
don't you don't think Mass Drags is up there?
I think Mass Dragon is kind of it's just ground is just a lot stronger than air.
Yeah.
It's been like that for a while.
Hmm.
So
I hear you.
um that is actually another I see Sonic Knuckle Tails say that Boom Beach has statues that affect your resources, offense and defense. And I think it's a very interesting mechanic. Because they can buff up your troops, they can buff up your defenses, they can make you get more resources. I am wondering if maybe that is a type of like decoration kind of that you can't really remove, but it boosts something. You know, let's say let's say you get more dark elixir, by having and the statues in that game are like I think they have specific like leveling depending on what shard that you have or whatever. I don't exactly remember. I do remember playing the game and having that there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's an interesting mechanic. I think that could be pretty cool in terms of like future content.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they would do that though.
Yeah.
But you know,
Yeah. I got you. Um,
um,
there are a bunch of what are going to be your Halloween outfits for the vids? Termy got barbs, wig, and beard with a shirt that has abs print. Termy's going
I
all in,
chose
man.
not to go this I chose not to go, just really I was a little too busy,
Yeah,
and that's like that I think he's probably flying right now, you know?
yeah.
But yeah, I was just like I have content I need to work on, so and also it's just I didn't really have anything that would I mean unless I let this grow out, but
Yeah,
yeah, like I'm not really too big into you know Halloween outfits. So
yeah. No, I think it's pretty much the same for me, and obviously, like the viewers, the ones that watch me like a lot, they know this. I'm still in school, right? So I'm still going to clinic every week and stuff. So trying to balance that and also making content sometimes like you really have to pick and choose like what you're gonna do, you know? So if I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna do this stream with Corrupt, right? That means I'm missing out on something else. I could be making a video at this time, I could be doing this, I could be spending time with family. So sometimes you just really have to pick and choose, and that's just not one of the things that I chose. So um but fair question. Fair question. Um there's a question
let's
that's
see.
I don't know if you've already talked about it, but there's a creator basically saying that doing good in Legends means you're using Root Riders or Rocket Loons. What can be done to make other options viable again? I mean, we kind of did talk about this quite a bit, right? Throughout the stream.
Just buff them.
Buff.
Just buff them.
Yeah, buff. And I
Pretty
think
much.
I think what'll be interesting is like you were saying, right? Like because people are defending roots so much now, right? It kind of opens the door for other strategies, right? To kind of make their inroads into bases, right? Because it's kind of a trade-off, right? If you're going to be putting that much work into to defending, a spirit walk, right? That could potentially open up the rest of your base to something else. So
Yeah. But yeah, I mean the best way is buff troops. I mean, the last balance change that we had where troops got buffed, it was I think the biggest buff there that I saw was throwers. Throwers got
mm,
like 15% more HP. It was a pretty massive change for them all across the board. I think their damage was only a little bit less. I think it was like probably like 5% at max level, but overall, like they got a pretty massive buff. And even though we're not seeing them all too often, I think that them buffing the HP of troops and the damage of troops more, I think is probably going to be a more ideal thing for the future.
yeah,
Obviously, is it going to be balanced in war? Probably not. But for regular multiplayer, for regular, or I should say for regular ranked mode and for esports, you'll see a little bit more variety, you know?
yeah. Um, let's see here. Corrupt, how are you doing? This is Pinball Lose alternate account. That's cool. Are there any other Clash of Clans content creators that you guys watch? Uh, I so I think I think it's interesting, right? I think me as a person, like as a creator who's like looking at other pieces of content or looking at other content creators, I'm always looking for ideas. I'm always looking for things that I can do that are different. If something comes across my screen, sometimes I'll watch them, but I don't like routinely watch anyone. I try to like seek
Yeah.
ideas as I can from other creators, but also from people who are not in our niche. You know what I mean? And I kind of go from
No.
there, right? So there's not anybody that I routinely watch. Even judo, I don't really like routinely watch him. I just kind of see
Yeah,
what other people
it's
are doing.
as a yeah, like as a creator, it like when you make the same type of content for a similar game, it's tough to watch another creator who makes the same game as you because you or who plays the same game as you because you make content on the same game, you know?
Yeah,
For so I'm the same way. I would say for the most part, probably someone like Eric, I'll watch for like the pro war scene, like that kind of stuff is always entertaining. But like overall, most of the content that I watch is not Clash of Clans. I usually try to look around and see, what topics are out there. So certain creators that I'll probably get some inspiration from is like, of course, you or Jacob Clashes, etc. Like, especially for shorts. Like,
Yeah.
I try to not, obviously, stealing content, bad. But I think when you can get inspired and find a way to make it your own, that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
So you're gonna, and if you're trying to grow a channel, which I can tell anyone who wants to do that, you can. I started with absolutely nothing,
Yeah.
and I got to a point where I have stuff behind me. I have 100,000, which I didn't think I was going to be able to get to. So it takes a lot of time, and not everyone is patient enough to see something like this. Like, I it took me a while to really start to blow up, because like I started my channel in 2018. Like I the word didn't come out. I didn't routinely upload more until 2018, late 2018, and realistically it took me until 2024 to really blow up. I didn't even join the creator, or I didn't become a tier 3 until February of 2021.
Mhm.
So it was definitely a time. I was very excited when I became a super creator. Back then it was tier 3.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think I was going to ever get there, but it was pretty incredible. So,
Yeah, I
yeah,
agree. It was a pretty awesome experience, man. I was in my neurology clinic at the time, and I was just like, oh, sorry, I came out for a second. But yeah, I agree. Like, I was in my neurology clinic at the time when I became a super creator, and I was just trying like not to like smile too much, because I didn't want the neurologist to be like, dude, what is wrong with, are you having a stroke? Like what is I didn't want him to be like, what's going on, right? So yeah, kind of an awesome moment. Let's
yeah.
see.
And I mean, the time it takes to get to a high sub count like this, honestly, it's kind of impressive for a game that's 13 years old that isn't super mainstream. Slot to be in the millions, it's not easy. It's gonna take a while. It's definitely
Yeah,
gonna take a few years, especially for something like us. But for other genres and for other games, like especially more recent games that come out, like if those games are popular, your channel's gonna pop off almost instantaneously.
yeah,
So it's for Clash of Clans, it's something that we've stayed consistent about, and it's just, yeah, it's gonna take a while. So you kind of have to grind. You have to enjoy the grind, but you'll learn a lot as you go.
yeah.
Um, and that's how I've kind of improved my shorts, my video content. That's really how it goes.
I think like Um, yeah, I mean, I think you're 100% right. And it's, really enjoying that process. I think that's like super important. I'm really quickly just answering a question for Rahul Yaswahi. What's the limit to Town Hall 12? You're seeing it right here. This is like the highest from my Town Hall at Town Hall 12. Um,
Yeah, Wizard.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think I
Uh,
remember seeing a comment saying how they were I think the trophies, I think if I remember correctly, I do think every week trophies reset back to 0 unless you're in Legends.
they do, but it should still be filtered by your league though,
Yeah. So
right?
so basically every tournament is basically its own Legend League type thing. The reason that Legends and everything else is so different is because Legends has always been above 5,000 trophies, so they're not going to change it.
Yeah.
But And it makes looking at the leaderboard far more impressive. And then if you're looking at like your town hall level or your league, yeah, it's not going to look. There's going to be a discrepancy, but that's not so much. That's not so much because of it's not so much because of the new system. It's just how they did it was they simplified it. Basically, you start at 0 in your league and then you gain trophies, and whoever has the most trophies during that week, gets placed up there in the leaderboard.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And
So,
I think it's I think it's solid like all the way through. But as far as I can tell, that's pretty accurate the way it is. So you don't have Town Hall 12s above Wizard. And that makes sense because they probably didn't migrate there. And if they migrated lower, they probably didn't promo if they were up against 13s and 14s, right? So it does make sense.
yeah, I
Um,
think I mean,
go
I
ahead.
guess this is on top of the ores too. I think they really tried to balance it based on town. I think they really tried to base rank off of town hall as well.
Mm-hmm.
It like not in the sense of the matchmaking, but like in the sense that you're in a league where you technically should be. Not
Right.
I want to get to the best league and I'm gonna hover there. You're not gonna be able to hover there.
Yeah.
Like there's just and especially under the new system, there's no way.
Yep.
So you're gonna get less ores, but realistically, as you're going up in the game, the ore amount isn't as massive.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a Town Hall 12, the ore amount that you need to upgrade equipment isn't as steep as if you're starting at Town Hall 16 with level 1 equipment. But
Mm-hmm.
even then, that's why the trophy floors exist
Yeah.
or the league floors exist because they don't want you to go below a certain league. So realistically, I think that the system is in a way, I think that's not the way that we're looking at it. I think you have to think about it in the sense of the ores are distributed in a sense where this is what you should be able to get because equipment levels, they're not, you can't just max because you can only max common equipment at Town Hall 14
Right.
and you can only max epics at Town Hall 16. So you're not going to see maxed out equipment. And
Mm-hmm.
usually the lower levels aren't going to take a massive amount of ores.
Mm-hmm.
So I think let's see how much does it take for like I don't know like a level 15 epic. um
I don't have a
let's
calculator
see.
on me. I don't know if you do.
Yeah, I'm just
Um,
gonna check the wiki.
yeah, 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 go ahead. Real quick, Demon Slayer
um
God, how to max your heroes, brother? Do I got a video for you? Just wait a few hours, it'll be out, okay? Just give it a few hours, okay? But no worries there.
yeah, I mean, like, I guess as far as I would say, like, a level 15 epic takes, let's see, about like 60 starry ore, and that takes probably like 2 months with the that takes like 2 months with the current system. As long as you're above Archer, you
Mm-hmm.
basically have enough starry ore for in that, and I think that's a lot better than what we had before, where you got 0, so you were forced to do war, or you needed to get 10 per. I think it was at 10 per week,
Yeah,
so you got like a total of 40. So it would technically take you longer,
yeah.
you know?
No, I think.
Nowadays, it's like, let's see, because well, it's the 30 that you get for the entire month plus the additional 10 per week. So you get 40 per month from the raid medals
Mm-hmm.
plus the 30. So you're technically getting more, if you are to do it and put it in that way. But basically, at lower town halls, if you're combining the star bonus that you get alongside the medal shop or the raid medal shop, it's not bad.
No, it's not. And I think I think like the fact that they've added starry ores just helps because that was the limiting factor. So like, it's gonna be faster regardless. It's just I guess, the lack of control over that. But what you guys could do, which will help you, is to rush your town hall, and obviously I will tell you exactly how to do that, right? But I'm just joking, kind of. But um, that's an important consideration to make, like moving forward. Um, there are a lot of
Well,
questions,
I
correct?
think
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
well, technically, just to add on to that, technically speaking, there is actually a massive benefit with how the system is. Like, even if you have the state, like when you upgrade your town hall, you get promoted to that next league floor, and then on top of that, you have a times 4 star bonus.
Yeah.
So it's
Oh,
like
dude, 100%, 100%.
it's not
It's not.
yeah, like it's yeah, it's a pretty big deal. It's a pretty
I
big deal overall.
I'm waiting for Town Hall 18 before I make my annual. This is why you should rush, and that is the only way to. No, I'm joking. But before I make my annual, hey, look, this is why rushing is a good way to play the game now. And like, dude, now it's just like ridiculously um favored. Like rushers will get so much if they rush, and it'll help people progress towards the end game, which is and ultimately what I want to do, or what I want to do, but also like it benefits Supercell, I think, to do that, to like help people get to the later stages of the game so they can enjoy the new stuff as well. But yeah,
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
never killed rushing. They never said you can't rush.
yeah,
They never said that. And
yeah,
I think that's the nice part about the game. You can play how you want to play. There's no right way to play it.
exactly.
Um, you can rush. It's obviously going to be a little bit more time consuming because you have to put every building down, but I think that wasn't to say, "Hey, you shouldn't rush." That was to stop engineered bases.
Yes, I
And that was a big
agree.
problem before,
Hmm.
and that wasn't designed to kill rushing. That was mainly designed to stop the engineered bases, which you don't see them very often anyways.
Yeah,
So, um, but I would say just overall, I think rushing is not a bad way to play. I think that if you strategically do it, it's very useful, especially with the two modes being separate.
yeah,
Like you can very easily like, and if I were to assume, do those star bonuses stack
yeah.
if
They
you were
do.
to like upgrade your town hall multiple times?
Yeah, yeah. They should.
Yeah, yeah. So it's not it's not a bad way of playing. It's
No.
definitely not what I would prefer, but
Yeah, and that's 100% fair too, right? Like in tomorrow's video, like for everybody who's watching the stream right now, like you get a sneak peek. I'm basically gonna tell people like, dude, do not do those heroes. I did the math on the numbers on the heroes. It takes so long to actually do them that I think it's better for you to get to like the league floor of 17 and just inhale ores, and then in the meantime use hero potions. Once you get to 17 and you set yourself up a little bit, then you can kind of catch up a little bit. I like ran a theoretical number, a theoretical year, um where a player would like upgrade heroes versus not upgrade heroes, and rush their town hall. And what I found is that obviously you would get less ores if you do upgrade your heroes because you're not progressing as fast. um and because of that you're not able to like promo, and promoing is as hard as it is, but you're just not getting the benefit of the league floors. um so yeah, this is just like a and but like my big thing in that video compared to the video I made last year was like, dude, like this stinks. Like I understand how hard it is for players to not play with their heroes, and I understand like how not fun it is to not have good heroes for months. You know what I mean? So if you don't want to play it like that, like
yeah.
that's 100% fine. I mean, I'm really excited about tomorrow's video. I think it'll do well. But whew, there are questions here. There are questions here. Have you ever thought about doing applying trending video formats in a Clash of Clans setting? For example, 7 levels of Clash of Clans.
I have seen like different like styles, like especially like Mr. Beast style stuff. Um I really never really considered it. I mostly prefer just doing tutorial content. It's more satisfying for me. And it's not so much changing the style, it's I don't know if I can apply that to my own content. It's just a little too tough. It's a little
Yeah.
bit outside my comfort zone, which is fine, but it's not something that I am able to do yet,
Yeah.
I should say. So,
I so for me always like in my create like on this channel, the journey that I've had, the biggest issue for me has always been time. Because I've, medical school, right? Always, whatever, board exams, going to clinic, going to, hospital, whatever it is, right? So there's always like the limit of time that I have to consider. But like this year, the fourth year is a little bit lighter, which is why you guys see me more often now, right? And I think like I'm at that point now where I really want to push the boundary on like the types of content that I'm producing. And that's why even like we're doing this thing here. Like later, I really want one of my editors to touch this up and release this as like a podcast, and we'll see how it does. And if it does well, like we'll do more. If it doesn't do well, like we'll try it a few times. But whatever. Like I don't. And the other thing about it is like also like I just want to make sure that I'm not just maximizing like viewer count always. Obviously, that's like the objective, right? Like it's really good to do, but also like community engagement, right? Like that's why we're here. That's why we're interacting with the chat. I do base reviews and stuff. Like to be real with you, and I think like Corrupt is the same thing for you, right? Like a lot of live streams, they're like sometimes they're like financially viable, and sometimes they're just straight up not. Like you're here 3 4 hours, you're out here sweating. I'm staring at lights. I got like 5 lights on me, you know what I mean? I've had to use the restroom, like dude, I had to, like, I've been holding it for like 2 hours now, you know what I mean? But like it's not always viable, but like the community connection that you get is huge, and that's like something that I'm trying to emphasize moving forward too, um
yeah.
let's see. How many years did you guys dedicate to reach such high sub count?
No, I remember answering this earlier.
Yeah. We did. We did. What do you call?
Um, let's see. Let's rename the stream into why rushing is inevitable.
Yeah. No, literally,
Just has like Thanos with the gauntlet. I am inevitable.
it's just like a picture of me with the gauntlet, and then Corrupt, like, like flying away. No, dude, it's funny, dude. We lowered hero upgrade times.
Um,
Yeah,
no.
dude, the RC got chopped though, dude.
What do you mean engineered bases? So engineered bases at the time were basically bases where you had nothing but one cannon, but you had a max offense. So there was kind of a like basically it was like taking advantage of like because you were at the bottom, so you were able to be easily 3-starred, but you could hit up and hit someone, and it was kind of like having an advantage. Nowadays it's really not that big of an advantage, so there isn't much of a reason to do it, and you can't even do it anyways because it would just be you needed one cannon. That way you were at the bottom. Nowadays, because you put down every building, you're put at the lowest based compared to like I guess other town halls, which I mean it's still gonna be fairly low, but not as low, you know. So,
Yeah, it was really bad. It was
uh,
very bad back in the day. The engineering
yeah.
was a problem. It provided a super advantage in wars, and it basically ensured that you would always six pack. What's up?
I just see Bass Thumper was like corrupt as a West Coast rapper.
Oh, I'm dead. Base Thumper is a goat.
Uh,
Ever since I started streaming, he's been here. So hey, it's good to see you, Base Thumper. Um, so let's see.
um,
I'm trying to find like random thing.
same.
Oh, we got a dono
Yeah,
from Relaxing Apple 5294 donated to 2. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. He said, what do you think about the builder base neglect? You want to start this one off, Corrupt?
I think I can. I think I can. So I was at Worlds, and who else was there? Was Asher. I think I don't know. I think everyone should know who that man is.
Oh yeah.
Uh, Ash. Ash did ask a question to a few of the developers. And the thing is, they don't know. They are very focused on what most people play, which is the home village. Everyone, including us, we play the home village. So builder base is kind of seen as a secondary thing, something that isn't really super important to the core aspect of the game. I guess as far as I would say is I think that there's just not a direction for it. Do we make it a event like Clan Capital? Do we, what do you do to improve builder base, And I think when they originally redesigned it, I think that there were plans to do follow up content surrounding it. Like I remember asking, and this was back when Darian was still around. I kind of asked, well, like, is there an incentive? And the answer I got was basically they wanted to make the gameplay first and then do that, but the whole reward side never materialized. So
Hmm.
it was tough. And I think that rework was before Clan Capital, if I remember correctly. Uh because Clan Capital was basically Builder Base 2.0 done right. You had a reward system that connected itself to the home village. Because realistically, the only connection to the home village that you have for Builder Base is literally just a six builder, and then after you get it, you stop playing because there's no point.
Yeah.
You know? And I think a lot of people said, "Oh, ores should be there," and I kind of agree because a
Hmm.
lot the reason builder base kind of exists is a lot of the stuff that they denied in the home village they brought here. The gem mine was never supposed to be added, but they
Right.
added it in builder base. So
Right.
it's it's something that I think they can experiment with. I would like it to be an event like Clan Capital, but maybe not in the sense of I guess it just needs a little bit more. It needs something. It needs a way. I know I've joked with Ash saying, "Oh, they're gonna add hero equipment to build your base," but yeah. Also, just not really relevant. But uh,
What's up?
Asher's pretty tall.
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah, he's tall.
Oh
He
shoot.
towers over me.
Oh
I'm
wow.
5'6".
Oh boy, I'm short. I'm short,
and
short, dude. So you're telling me I'm gonna be
and
looking up at this dude
and
like,
most of the people, most of the creators are taller than me. Like I think I am almost similar in height to Judo.
oh boy. I
Do you know Ken Clash
yeah.
Royale?
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
like
I
he
know.
does like yeah. He, when it, so when I got to the airport, there were a few of us. I think it was him. I know Wazim was there too, and there were a few others. Um, Ken is tall. He is like
Yeah,
like easily 6 foot, and all my friends back in high school were 6 foot, so it was something I'm used to. But it's just like, damn, I
dude.
was I was not expecting it. So I was like, man, I'm short,
I'm
but
let's put it this way. I'm 5'6" on a good day. So we'll I'll
oh, so doesn't
probably
mean
be
I'm taller
feeling
than
that.
you.
Yeah, I think you are actually. I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised. But back on
But
the
yeah,
yeah, the conversation of builder base, it's I agree. Like the issue is I don't think unfortunately they're not gonna touch it for a while probably because we're gonna try to square things
yeah,
off in the home village, you know.
like I think they'll touch it. They'll touch those when the base game feels a bit more complete.
Hmm.
Because right now, I think what they're focusing on for the most part is the pain points for the community. That is why they did Clash Anytime. That's why they removed troop cost. And then when they did, they removed training time, which caused Clash Anytime.
Yeah.
They made a competitive system which was basically non-existent before, you
Hmm.
know. So it's just a lot of these pain points that they kind of have been hitting. I still believe that they need to address heroes. I think heroes are the biggest pain point. I just cannot see the game going on any longer with upgrading heroes and just not having them available.
Yeah.
It has to come out eventually.
Hmm.
It's like you can't just adding more and more heroes is fine if you did that throughout this year. If we had four more heroes come out or three more heroes come out this year, that would be fine. But I just don't. I think that upgrading heroes is not as there's no incentive to do that,
Yeah.
and it's just not as worth it. And when heroes are the most important thing when it comes to an attack, I like you just I just pray that Town Hall 18 or somewhere in 2026 we finally get unlimited heroes permanently.
Yeah.
We need it. It's a long overdue feature. It's super long overdue.
Yep. I'm with you. And just a quick thing based upper with the $5 dono. I appreciate you, man. You said RC and Invisible getting old. What is the counter for that attack? There are a lot of bases that will actually pull the Royal
Spring
Champion.
traps and giant bombs.
Yeah. So like right here, for example, you can see
Yeah.
my base right here. So the town hall is on the side a little bit. Somebody could send the RC in this way, drop an invis right here and try to get it to redirect towards the town hall, and then you just get smacked, right? Because there's so many giant bombs. So something like this type of base could help you. There are also ones with like Teslas that pop up on the outside. So for example, like somebody, if they place their RC here because they're trying to get the fire spitter, because they want it to go this way, right? And then go towards the town hall, but it can actually, the Teslas here can actually pull this so it goes this way instead, and you don't get as good pathing. That's how you bait it. If you can bait it, like you can give yourself a good chance to defend. If the RC survives through the charge, gets good pathing, and I mean, it doesn't need great value. If it just gets good pathing, it survives through the charge. It's tough. It's tough at that point, to try and defend that attack, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Um, but yeah, going back to your point.
If they were to do
Go
a
ahead. Go ahead.
heroes anytime update, hero potions would just be non-existent.
I know.
They did the same thing with troop training time, so you know, it really wouldn't be that hard for them to do. I remember seeing when this is about like the spring traps. I remember when people were saying, "Oh, 9 days for a spring trap, that's too much," and I'm like, giant bombs took like 9 days as well. It's just a Town Hall 17 thing.
Yeah. No, 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 for
So
sure. It's just the chat is cracking me up. Um so yeah, so um but if hero potions are gone, what I hope doesn't happen, well, I don't know, honestly. If hero potions get obsolete and then you can use heroes, then you have to upgrade your heroes. Which changes the whole meta again, man. The upgrade meta right now. But it's okay. We'll figure it out as it goes, right? I hope that's not the change that's right around the corner. That would be
yeah, I
painful.
mean,
But yeah.
I just think that heroes need to be addressed.
Hmm.
Like if you because the thing is, I think I've had some people disagree with me. I mean, they're likely going to be adding heroes every major update in terms of like every town hall level. You're going to see a hero being added, you know. So
Yeah.
that's like that's not a surprise because they're not going to go 2 years without a hero being added. So they're definitely planning a hero.
Hmm.
Um, I now do I know like what is that hero going to be or whatever I don't know, but I don't think I do think slight revenue is based off of heroes in terms of like upgrading them, but I don't think Book of Heroes are really that impactful. Not like they used to be. They're nice, but they don't get a lot of value nowadays, in my opinion.
No, I agree.
Um, like I think hero upgrades are still a bulk, but I think realistically they're getting more money from ore offers,
Yeah.
from special offers, especially cosmetics. That's where they're making the bulk of their money. I don't think they're making the bulk from Book of Heroes. You can't even buy them directly. So the whole thing of saying that, oh, like they have to, you can't buy Book of Heroes directly. Most of that, like, and I guess most of that is coming from offers, which are already pretty bad. Uh, like the most of the time when you're getting those, it's outside of being able to pay for them, you know?
Wait, but you can buy it directly if you buy 500 gems. You can buy
Well,
it
yeah,
without a
like
trader.
I'm not
Yeah.
like if you, but yeah, but that's only if that's buying gems.
Yeah,
That's not
yeah.
so much buying it directly, you know?
Yeah. I think
Because yeah,
yeah, yeah.
so
Like I think you're correct. So I think like people like 4 years ago, maybe like around the time when I started making content, and your cosmetics were like 2D with like one animation, I think the number one
yeah.
like thing that was probably helping a lot, probably was a big piece of their revenue, is the Book of Heroes. I don't think that's the case anymore. I don't think it's even close. I'll
And
be
even
honest. Yeah, go ahead.
oh sorry.
Go ahead.
Well, even um I guess even outside of that, like when they tried it for the first time, they said, yeah, we did see a drop in revenue, but the thing is, they didn't care. They wanted to see if this was something that people wanted, or would this actually increase player retention. So they
Eh,
did it more or less for the community, not so much for their revenue.
Right.
So they didn't see, and that's why they didn't really see much. And that's kind of because that at that time, there wasn't really a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of in a spot where it just didn't really make any sense.
Yeah.
And I think the last time they did it was fine. It just I think they need to test it for like, I don't know, 2 months, let's just say.
Yeah.
Have a 2 months like like have it live for 2 months and then see, did that increase player, especially nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
I think nowadays, I think player retention would shoot up massively.
Right.
But yeah.
I yeah, I think
Um
what's up?
uh no, no.
Oh, okay.
I guess I just said like I said, it didn't increase retention at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and well, and you have to keep in mind, at the time, we still had troop training time.
Yeah.
That was the reason.
Yeah.
Heroes were unlimited, but you still have to wait for your army.
Yeah, that's
So I think
true.
if they did like a full month similarly to what they did, I think you would see an increase.
Mm-hmm. And I think
Bi-monthly thing. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
feel like
I guess I kind of agree that.
I,
I think they should make it specifically like if you want it to kind of be like a permanent thing, I think CWL is a great time for it.
oh yeah,
That
100%.
that week, like if you're gonna make it just a week, that week, that would be, because that's where you're gonna get the most ores from usually in the month, is like right there. So I think having just unlimited heroes for CWL week, I think would make perfect sense.
Yeah. Guys, look, if Supercell wanted to make a ton of money, they could have just put Mighty Morsels in the shop, bro. Ooh, you know what I mean? That's just
Yeah,
money.
you have
That's
to
a
buy them directly.
yeah. You just it's
Yeah,
like
they
that's
could have went the Clash
printing
Royale
money.
route and just said,
Yeah,
yeah,
just
yeah. If they wanted to go the Clash Royale route, they would sell you a level 25 giant gauntlet for like $30.
it would be it would be
But
so
but they don't
funny,
do that.
bro. It's so funny.
Someone's probably thinking, don't give Supercell ideas.
Oh.
but
Clan Castle
but
cakes
no, I
too.
mean,
Yeah,
I
that's
think
something.
I think I think the devs and just everyone around the development team, community managers include, they care about the community. Like
Yeah.
I don't think I have seen something like this. Like Brawl Stars was kind of the same way, but that's kind of starting to slip a little bit. Clash of
Hmm.
Clans has just stayed like the community has been very positive to them, and they've been very positive to community. They listen to the community, and then that is something that's important. You know,
Right.
it's it's those relationships that do matter.
Hmm.
So
I think yeah, like I tell this to people. A lot of people too. They're just like, and I'm just playing gameplay of the skins in the background. Oh shoot, corrupt. Where did you corrupt? Come back. I see you. No worries. You're good. No worries. No worries. It was me. Don't worry. Um, a lot of people like say this too. They're like, "Yo, BD, like you used to like really criticize the game a lot. You don't do that anymore. You got your creator code. You don't do that anymore." I've gotten comments like this, and it's not really that. It's just that like I see it on the other end now. You know what I mean? Like I see the work they're putting in. They're asking me for feedback. Like they're taking my feedback when I give them feedback. And I see the work they're putting in, and I see how much they actually care of like, yo, like the players didn't like this. You know what I mean? And that's like a big deal. And that's so rare,
no.
bro. Like so many I play, bro. All right, don't hate me, but I play Call of Duty sometimes, sometimes here and there, okay, here and there,
I'm just kidding.
right? So a little bit of Call of Duty here and there, right? So one thing about Call of Duty, right, that you guys probably know or you're gonna know or whatever it is, right, bro? The company just does not care. They just don't care, bro. They're making so much money. They don't care. They really don't. They don't care about the creators. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. You know what I mean? So it's just like I've seen companies that are like really big just not care. And so as a result, it just like it's refreshing to see how much they do care. Now, are there like I'm not going to say like everything is perfect. Like it's not like never should a finished product have as many bugs as we did this month. Like for sure. I'm with you guys. Like, you know, sorry, I cut out for a little bit. But like, I was just saying like, I'm with you guys. Like, never should a finished product have as many bugs as we did have. Like, for sure, 100%. That being said,
Yeah.
that's not like intentional. Where it's like I don't care about you. It's more like we opened a can of worms and we didn't see it coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've seen, especially from a certain drama that happened last year. The thing is we can criticize Supercell. I think that's a super common misconception. We
Right.
can't. They'll take our creator code away. No, they won't. They won't. This is not a whole thing of we are forced to say good things only about Supercell or about the update. We can be critical about
Yeah.
it. There are things I like, there are things I don't like about the update, or and stuff like that. And you I've seen that a lot, and it's very telling that some people believe it, but it's just like it's not really true. When you become a creator, like you'll see the difference. It's like what I'm trying to look. I try to stay neutral pretty much. I'm not someone who's going to be incredibly expressive of this is bad, but I'm not going to be saying that like, oh, this is perfect, unless it is, obviously, but nothing's perfect. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think the thing is like some like for me, I want to be critical if there's need to be critical. Like if something has to be said, like I'll say it. But at the same time, I won't say something if it brings nothing to the table. You know what I mean? Some people are just like they're being negative to be negative. You know what I mean? Bro, we had bugs for 2 days, dude. You know what I mean? Like, all right, like like I get it. It's frustrating, but like, okay, you know what I mean? So like, if there's like an actual thing where it's like, dog, this should not be happening in the game. And like I told you guys, I think ore progression outside of story ores is a bit slower now, and I don't really like that personally. Like I was very vocal about that this stream, but you know, am I gonna say this is a bad update and it stinks and the company it hates its players and this is a money grab? This is just that would just be a lie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I speaking of that, I remember a lot of people saying, "Oh, the change to hard mode that affects the slim 1% of pro players. Oh no, they have to max their equipment because now it's based on the level instead of having a hard level cap." And it's just like, oh, it's a cash grab from Supercell. I'm like, if it has no effect on you, why are you talking about it? Like, why do you care so much about? Oh no, the pro players have to max their equipment.
Oh no, he paused at the worst
Become
time.
pro players. They're not gonna try and push. They enjoy watching it, but they're not gonna,
Yeah,
push. So I guess that's how I see it, pretty much. It was just really funny because I was like, this has no effect on you. You
yeah,
don't have to worry about it. And if even if you were to do pro play, or like I guess be a pro, you were gonna probably push to legends. So you are gonna have max equipment anyways. It doesn't change anything. I think what it changed more so was it made lower town hall hard mode a lot more interesting. Now
yeah,
I know the when the clash combo when that started, this was before the update. I'm very sure that Tunnel 9 might be a little bit harder. I think Town Hall 12 and 15 are a little bit more harder because those town halls, there's a little bit of a discrepancy.
yeah.
But I think that the new hard mode actually makes tournaments per town hall more competitive than they were before.
I I I played in the Clash Combo tournament and we didn't even watch the 9 and 12 attacks. It was like a waste of time. I'm like, just get them done. Nobody was stressed about them because dude, it was so easy to them. The pros are like, bro, this is way too easy. This is not even a question anymore. All of those wars were won on time, right? So it's it definitely does spice things up for those lower town hall levels, and that's one thing to consider as well. Whew.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when there was a Town Hall 9 league, like I especially Town Hall 9. So
Yeah,
I think it's definitely good to see at least some changes to it. And I think overall it was a positive change. I just think that some people were like, "Oh, it's a cash grab."
yeah, yeah,
Oh, and you don't want to talk out about it because you're a Supercell creator. That means that they pay you when most of the money that we get isn't even from Supercell. Like that
yeah,
creator code money is a very small portion. Most of our money comes directly from YouTube. So if you want to
yeah.
blame anyone, blame Google.
And good luck with that, right? But
Yeah.
I think, and again, like,
But yeah, I mean, oh sorry.
no, no,
Go
no,
go
you're
on.
good. Like for me, like, it really comes back to like interaction, right? And like interacting with the audience, and like if you guys are having a good time, like that's what matters. Um, so like even this type of stream right here, right? Like if you guys are having a good time, if you want to like see more of this, right? I'd be down to do these. These are fun. You talk to other creators. I can actually tag corrupt and like we can upload the video like quote unquote together kind of, right? So like these are like things that we can do. And like they're not really great return on investment things, but they are great for the community, right? And that's what matters, honestly.
Yeah.
Let's
Well,
see. Well, anything else? Any last thoughts? Because it is getting a little long. Corrupt, you watch football?
I do in a sense. I wouldn't say it's my favorite sport. My favorite sport is ice hockey. Despite living out here
Interesting.
in SoCal, like it's my favorite sport. I played it
Yeah.
in high school, so
Uh, what was I gonna say? I uh, I was thinking, bro, we get a few Clash of Clans creators in. And we what do you call? We start a fantasy football league. You know what I mean?
huh.
You okay?
I
You okay?
just hear my mom yelling downstairs.
Oh yeah.
Probably have a football game on, a college football game.
I'm so dead. Um, But yeah, no, I've been watching a lot of football lately. That's what I've been doing with my family, you know, because we started a fantasy football league this
Come on,
season.
get me into ice hockey. Ice hockey is where it's at.
Ice hockey, it's interesting. We watch a lot of cricket in the house too, you know,
Yeah,
and there's all sorts of stuff
ice hockey
going
is
on.
better. What?
I'm so dead. I'm so dead. I see ice hockey is like rushing for you, huh? But no, as it is for me. But
Listen, man, I played it. It was fun.
no, I honestly, dude, it looks fun. I can't skate though. The problem. I'm in
Listen,
Michigan and I
man,
can't skate.
I didn't know how to skate that well when I started, and then like after 4 years, I was like at like a fairly decent level where I could play.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah.
If there's the will, huh?
Um, will I see one last question?
Yeah.
Will Legends ever have, well, they do have a way to hide, oh, sceneries. I don't think sceneries are as big of a deal as the obstacles were. Obstacles and sceneries kind of went together, but when you get rid of the obstacles, then it doesn't really make the sceneries that much of a an issue.
Mm-hmm.
So, a collab and y'all stream ice hockey.
That's
I mean, you're
crazy.
just gonna see me skate circles around him. So,
Yeah, basically. And I'm just gonna be spinning around in circles. Um, Corrupt. Do you watch
talking about American football.
American or the
If
real one?
you anytime you hear me saying if I'm gonna mention soccer, I'm gonna mention it by its proper name, football.
Yeah,
So, but I'm not gonna. Yeah, I don't really call it soccer.
yeah. No, I hear you. Um,
Just to it's the same word, but just keep it different.
a little bit different. Yeah, just so people know what you're talking
Yeah.
about, right? Are you watching any you watch anime, right? Or am I tripping?
I do not.
Oh, I'm tripping.
I
Never
don't really
mind.
watch any anime.
Are you watching any shows
I
right
know
now?
about it. I know about different ones, but I'm not like I don't binge watch it.
Yeah. No, no, no. I hear you. Are you watching any shows right now or anything?
Not really. Not
Yeah.
really.
You said I just focus on the
Yeah.
content, bro. That's all I do. My
Well,
shows
I mean,
is
I
like,
focus on content, but I'll play other games like Minecraft. Mostly, I'm playing the create mod in Minecraft, so
oh yeah?
I'm
What's the
not
mod?
playing vanilla. Um, it has like a bunch of different like machinery things. Like you can make like a you have like a water wheel. You have like a steam engine, uh, but it kind of like fits into vanilla Minecraft, so it
Very
doesn't.
cool.
It's pretty nice, but
Very cool.
yeah, that's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Solo leveling. Oh, let's go. Yo, Lord of the Mysteries, anyone? Okay, sorry. I'm getting into it now. But yeah.
Force Corrupt to watch all the episodes of One Piece. No,
Bro, even I have not watched One Piece,
no, not I'm
bro.
not gonna binge watch 1,000 episodes.
1,000, dude. There's so many. Everybody I talk to is like, it just gets good, bro. I'm like, when? When does it get good,
It
bro?
just trust me, it gets good at like episode 300, and you're like at episode 3.
I'm like, bro, who drew this kid's book? No, I'm not hitting on One Piece. I just haven't I haven't committed to it. I don't know if I will have the time in my life. It's either I could watch 1,000 episodes of One Piece or like make like 15, 20, 25 videos for you guys, you know. Uh but
Yeah,
yeah.
it would probably take. I don't know how long it would take you to watch every episode.
Dude, it's so long.
It gets good once you're done watching all of it.
Dude, Attack on Titan is my favorite. One Punch Man season 3 came out and everybody's like, bro, it's a slideshow. I have better animations in my streams than that season 3. So I mean, we'll see how it goes. But anyways, look, Corrupt, I'm not gonna keep you any longer, man. Thank you so much for coming on to the stream, for answering all of these questions and obviously offering us your expertise. This was a lot of fun, man. I'm open to do it, in the future if you want to do it, if there's new updates, if there's new things that people want us to do on stream. Um, but thanks so much, man.
Yeah, no problem, no problem.
All right, guys. I think we're gonna call it here. Make sure to like the stream, and if you guys haven't caught like the full stream, I'm actually gonna send this to one of my editors. I'll have him cut up all the best parts, and then we'll have it actually stream just like a podcast or something, um, and we'll go from there. So awesome! Thank you guys for stopping by. I appreciate it. One more with judo. There's a lot of people we can do this with actually. So I'm excited to
We
see
should
like,
have like a we should have a town hall.
yeah,
Me, you, Tom, and maybe Jacob.
yeah. No, honestly, we should. Like we
Or maybe
should
we,
get people together. Get Asher, you know what I mean? Every once in a while, right? Every once in a while we're like, so
yeah,
what do we think about from a builder based perspective? Like how do you
yeah.
uh
Hey, you could call it the town hall or something.
yeah. Yeah, you're right. I think somebody already did that, unfortunately. I
Yeah. Um. How about Capitol Hall? The Capitol
Capital
Hall?
the Capitol Hall gonna need some it's gonna need
I don't
some
know.
thought. It's a good idea. It's just like I don't see myself ever talking about clan capital unless we bring like Sen on. Like, yo, Sen, yo, let's talk about this. You know what I mean? The I don't know.
Yeah. He'll talk about Sparky.
Yeah, it's
It's
basically
better than Mass Miner, which it is, but
Sparky is such a vibe, dude. I use it
yeah.
all the time. Well, yeah, awesome. Well, it's getting a little late. We gotta get this. I gotta get this video out for tomorrow. But thanks everybody for stopping by the stream. Thank you, Corrupt. I appreciate it. We'll see you guys next time.
Say